mbabulire ekintu kye bayita ssanyu kanjogere katini.
Let me briefly talk about
Kye
joy.
bayita ssanyu si ssente,
Joy is not all about money.
si mmotoka,
It's not all about the car,
si nnyumba,
not the
si
house,
bizimbe,
not the buildings,
si kuba na linnya.
not to be famous.
Nakyo kiri awo. Essanyu kikulu nnyo, kirina kuba kikulu nnyo mu bulamu bwaffe.
But joy is supposed to be something very
Oba kikulu
important
nnyo
in
mu
our
bulamu bwaffe,
life.
ensonga lwaki omulaba akirwanyisa.
It's something very important. That's why the enemy
Abo
fights
tebakyalina
against it.
ssanyu,
Because the people no longer feel happy.
tebakyasanyuka,
They no longer rejoice.
tebakyaseka.
They no longer
Era ensonga
smile.
lwaki
And that's the reason
olwaleero
today
empalana nnyingi,
there are so many envious people.
abantu beewalana,
The people envy
abantu
one another.
beeroga.
The people bewitch
Kizibu
one
omuntu
another.
omusanyufu okugenda mu ssabaloge munne.
It's very difficult for a happy
Kizibu
person
omuntu
to bewitch another.
omusanyufu
It's very difficult for a happy
ogenda mu ssaba
person
akole ki aloge munne.
to go to the
Kizibu
shrine and
omuntu
bewitch another.
omusanyufu
It's very difficult for a happy
okusanga ali wali
person
avuma munne.
to find them abusing another.
Kale kiri emabega w'obutasanyuka,
Whatever is behind sorrow
kwekyawa.
is hatred.
Ekibeera emabega w'okwekyawa,
Whatever is always behind sorrow
kuwalaŋŋana.
is being envious over one
Ekiri emabega
another.
w'okuwalaŋŋana,
What is behind envy
kwetemula.
is killing one another.
Buli omu kuwalana munne,
For everyone to envy another
buli omu
person.
mutagaliza munne,
For everyone to be
buli omu
selfish.
kwagala kusaanyawo ki munne.
And for everyone to destroy
Otunuulira
another.
munno
You look at a colleague,
n'omutunuulira bw'oti,
you look at them like
olya nga
this,
tomwagala
and you feel like you don't love them.
kubanga weekyawa.
Because you hate
Ne bakubuuza
yourself.
yakukola ki,
They ask you, what did they do to you?
tewali.
Say, I don't know. There's nothing.
Kubanga weekyawa,
But just
toyina
because you hate
ssanyu
yourself, you are
munda.
not happy inside.
Kale bw'otunuulira abantu,
So even though you look at the
tobaagala,
people, you do not love them.
kubanga weekyawa.
Just because you hate oneself.
Ye yeekoza biki?
Why is he doing this on his own accord?
Yeeyogeza tamala.
He's speaking without stopping.
Kubanga weekola ki? Weekyawa.
Just because you hate yourself.
Agalowoozo gonna agabigoza ofuna,
All the bad thoughts you've been
gonna gali
getting
mu kwekyawa, ko tolina ssanyu,
come from your
tolina
hatred.
mirembe mu
You do
mutima.
not have peace in your heart.
Oli ne bwakuyitako buyisi,
Even if a person passes you,
yeetambuza biki?
why is he moving like that?
Atambula biki?
Why is he moving like that?
Batamadda.
We are even fed up
Kubanga
of that.
tolina ki? Mirembe.
Just because you don't have
Abamu oli ne
peace.
wakwatibwa ekisonyiika bunyizi.
Some of you, even if a person
Kubanga
sympathizes, you said feel angry.
eri munda
Just because you're inside,
toyina kye bayita ssanyu,
you don't have joy.
toyinaayo mirembe.
There is no peace inside.
Osanga oli ng'ali mu motoka avuga,
You find a person driving,
avuga akola bw'atakola talina mirembe.
they don't have peace.
Yeekyawa kyawa dda.
They already hate themselves.
Kitegeeza nti omulabe,
It means the enemy.
kale buli kintu kyonna kye tubeera nakyo ekibeera munda mu ffe
Everything that is always in us,
kya mugaso
it is important
eri obulamu bwaffe.
in our lives.
Kati omulabe
So,
alina ebintu by'agenda atubbako.
There are things that the enemy snatches away from
Tubeerawo awo
us.
nga tumanyi tuli okke naye nga baatubba dda.
We stay there thinking we are fine, they've already
asobola
snatched away.
okubbako essanyu.
The enemy can steal your joy
Nga ne
away from
bw'oyagala
you.
osanyuke tosobola kusanyuka.
That even if you want to
Nga ne
rejoice, you
bw'oyagala oseka
cannot.
ebyaddala nga tosobola kuseka.
That even if you want to really laugh, you cannot.
Nga ne bw'oyagala oseke ebyaddala nga tosobola.
That even if you want to
Just
seriously
nga
laugh, you
oseka
cannot.
gumaaza bugumaaza.
But you laugh for the sake.
Weesanyusa
You just
abamu
laugh.
oteekako oluyimba n'olyoka okyakyakya naye
Some
nga
people play the
tozina.
music, yet you're not
Just
dancing.
weebuzaabuza.
It is out of pretense.
Kale bantu babeerawo lwa kwebuzaabuza.
The people are always there in
Obudde
pretense.
buzibe buke.
For it to dawn to
Paka
morning to evening,
lwendifa.
till the time I die.
Ani ali nange?
Who is with me?
Ebireeta abantu olumu ebitwala eddembe lyaffe,
What takes away our freedom sometimes?
tuyinza n'okugamba nti waligambye nti obuvunaanyizibwa obungi,
You would say that it's maybe too much
oba
responsibility,
waligambye ebyetaago ebingi.
or maybe the too much needs.
naye oyinza n'okuba ng'olina ssente
But you could be having money
ng'osobola osasula biiru zonna zikwetaagisa
that you can clear up all the bills,
ng'ennyumba ogirina
that you have the
amaka
house,
wagazimba
you constructed the
emmotoka
home,
ovuga
you're driving the
abaana bo nga
car,
basomera masomero amalungi
your children go to good
olya
schools,
kyoyagala
you eat
nga
whatever you want,
n'akawunti yo tegwebwako ssente
that your account is filled
ng'ebeerako
up with
miliyoni
money.
bibiri
It is
miliyoni
always
meka
having 200 millions and above.
naye nga bakusanga okaaba
And they will find you crying.
nga bakusanga owola ki okaaba
And they find you
nga
crying.
bakusanga toyina mirembe
That you don't have
naye ate
peace.
nga olina obusobozi
Yet
buno
you
bwa
have,
bulijjo
you have the capability
osobola
to get
okukola
up for the minute.
kyoyagala
You can buy what you want. You
kyoyagala
can drive the type of car you want.
osobola okukola kyoyagala
You can do
abamu nga
anything.
weeyagalidde ogenda ebweru ogenda
That some of you can go abroad at
naye
any
nga nenyonyi
time.
yennyini ogirinnya ng'ogenda n'ogenda ng'owooleramu
But you bought the plane and you go crying.
ng'obala ddoola naye ng'okaaba
You're counting your dollars but with tears.
kitegeeza nti kye bayita mirembe waliwo si muntu waliwo omulaba akirwanyisa munda mu mitima gyaffe
There is an enemy who fights against peace in our hearts.
waliwo omulaba akola ki akirwanyisa
There is an enemy who fights against the peace.
olunaku lw'olikeera ng'owulira emirembe
The day you wake up feeling at
oliwulira
peace,
ng'ensi yonna
you
yiyo
feel like the whole world is
oliwulira nga
yours.
buli kimu okisobola
You feel like you're able to do
oliwulira
it
nga
and
buli kimu
everything.
osobola okibeera
You feel like you're able to become anything.
ago ge mazima
That's the truth.
olunaku lw'okeera nga owulira emirembe
The day you wake up feeling at peace,
owulira bulungi
you feel really
nga
good.
ne bulaba abantu owulira obaagala
That you feel you
olaba
love the people.
oli akaaba owulira omwaga kwegamba ng'owulira oyagala owulira
You feel like you
oyagaliza
love-
owulira oyagala oyambe
You want to help.
buli kirungo kyonna ekigenda okugasa abantu kirina va mirembe
Every ingredient that has got to help the people has got to come from peace.
buli kirungo kyonna ekigenda okugasa abantu
That has got to
kirina
help the
kuva
people.
mirembe
Has got to come from peace.
mirembe
It is peace.
pulaani ennungi zonna
All the good
zirina kuva
plans
mirembe
have got to come from peace.
bw'oba tolina mirembe
If you're not at peace,
tosobola kwekkiririzaamu
you can't believe in yourself.
tosobola kweyagala
You can't enjoy yourself.
kale ekintu ekyo
So that thing,
bw'oba tokigenze buziba kirowoozaako
if you don't go deep into
oyinza
thinking about
obutamanya
it,
makulu gaakyo
you might not know its
naye
relevance.
emirembe
But peace
mpagi y'amaanyi nnyo
is
mu
such a
bulamu
big pillar
bwaffe
in our lives.
emirembe mpagi y'amaanyi nnyo mu bulamu bwaffe
It's a very big pillar in our lives.
ate nze mmanyi
And I know
lwaki abantu tebalina mirembe
why the people don't have peace.
lwakuba bakyawa katonda
It's just because they hate God.
kibanga omwana
It's just like a child
bw'onaakyawa bazadde bo
can hate the parents,
nga bakuza bulungi
yet they nurtured
nga
you well to
baakulabirira
growth. They took
nga
care of you.
baakwagala okuva mu buto
They loved you from your
ne
childhood.
bakubeererawo nga bazadde bo
They were there on your behalf when they were your
N'okula,
parents. So you grow up
n'obakyawa
and you hate them.
n'otambula
You move.
n'ogenda eri ensi
You go to the world.
osobola ofuna ssente
You might get money.
osobola ofuna ky'oyagala
You can get
naye
whatever
oba
you want.
okaaba
But sometimes you cry
olw'abazadde bali
because of the
be
parents
walumya
that you have.
ate nga baakulera
Yet
bulungi
they gave good nature to you.
tuli fenna
Are we
ate
together?
nga baakulera ki bulungi
They took very good care of you.
era obeera eyo nga wazaawa
And you were always there as
Nga
one
tokyalina
child.
kika.
That you no longer have a
Tokyalina
village.
wammwe.
You have no place to
nga abazadde
go.
waba weeyonoona
Because you spoiled oneself.
era obeera eyo ng'okaaba
And you always stay there crying.
obeera eyo ng'okaaba
You stay there
nga tolina
crying
mirembe
without peace
kubanga wakosa bazadde bo
just because you hurt your parents.
kale ensi
So the
oba
world
abantu
or the
baava
people
katonda
forsook God.
baaleka katonda
They forsook God.
katonda y'ensibuko ya buli kirungi
God-
kyonna
God-
kye tuyina okuba nakyo
God is the origin of every good thing that we must have.
y'ensibuko ya buli kirungi kyonna kye tuyina okuba nakyo
He's the origin of every good thing that we must have.
kiddamu
I repeat,
katonda
God
y'ensibuko ya buli kirungi
is the origin of every good
kyonna
thing
ky'olina okuba nakyo
that you must have.
tosobola kubanga oyagala nnyo Katonda
It's impossible for one to be loving God so much
ne weekyawa.
and you hate oneself.
Tosobola kubanga oyagala nnyo Katonda
It's impossible for one to be loving
n'okyawa abantu.
and you hate others.
Tosobola kubanga oyagala nnyo Katonda
It's impossible for one to be loving God
n'okwaka
so much
emirembe.
and you lack peace.
Kubanga kuli okumwagala kw'oba nakwo mu mutima gw'oyagala.
The love you have for
Ye
God,
kiwummulo
He is rest
era ye mirembe.
and He is peace.
Bw'obanga omwagala
If you love Him,
tagenda kukkiriza mutima gwo
He will not allow your
kubeera
heart,
nga gubonaabona
your heart to
obanga
suffer,
gulimu
your
obuyinike.
heart to be filled with agony.
Kati nze kambasomeseko ku nze.
Let me teach you about myself.
Nze omuntu asobola okunkola ekintu ekinyiiza
A person can do something annoying to me
ne nyiiga
and I feel angry.
ne mpulira bubi,
I feel bad.
naye mu ddakiika 5
But within 5 minutes,
mba nazzeewo dda.
I come back to my normal.
Mbabulire bwe mpulira.
Do you know how I
Mpulira
feel?
ng'omutima gwange eri awayitayo obunnyogovu.
Because I feel like coldness going
Ngenda
through my
okulira
heart.
nga mpeweera.
I come
Ngenda
to
okulira nga
calmness.
nzikakkana.
I get
Ngenda
to
okulira nga
calmness.
nzikakkana.
I get to calmness.
Nga mpummula.
Then I get the peace.
Era olumulema ngamba naye n'akola bw'ati n'akola atya
Sometimes
n'akola kino.
this one did this and
Olumulaba
that.
abadde awaga.
You get to see the
Ng'amaanyi
one was-
gampedde.
I lose the courage.
Amaanyi nga gakoze eki? Gampedde abadde awaga akola atya bw'ati.
How can they do this?
Okunula amaanyi gampedde.
You get to see me losing the
Nganfuna
courage.
emirembe.
I find the peace
Nganfuna
in myself.
essanyu.
I get
Bwe
the
mbaba
joy.
nnina kye ngenda okukola.
If I was going to do something,
Nkivaako.
I gave up on it.
Aba ogamba olumu bw'onyiiga noga sigenda nakuddamu na baweereza sente zange nze.
Sometimes
Bamanyira
I'm
batya.
not going to send them money.
Ne bakola bwe bati.
How could
Ne
they do
banjogerako bwe bati.
this? How could they scoff against me
Siddamu.
like this? I'm not going to do it
Ate
again.
kasonyize.
Because you're feeling angry.
Olabula emirembe gidda mpola.
Get to feel the peace
Olabula
again.
bawe.
You get to hear, give them.
Olaba bwe nkuswaza abadde akapika.
See how
Siddamu.
I'm not going to do it again.
Ate banaalya ki?
What will they eat?
Banaabeerawo batya?
How will they survive?
Mbaleka ate kakali babeerewo batya?
So if I'm to leave them, how will they
Bagende balye mu
survive?
kasasiro.
Will they go to the rubbish pits?
Messaging egenda.
The message is sent.
Otegera kyegamba.
Do you understand?
Bw'oba oyagala
So,
Katonda.
if you do
Ne bwe
love God,
bakunyiiza.
even if they annoy you,
Ajja n'akutoowolola
He comes-
omutima
He makes you
eri
come down
munda.
from inside.
Ajja n'akola ki? N'akutoola omutima
He
eri
calms
munda.
your heart from inside.
Oba muntegedde ffenna tuli.
Have you understood me?
Bw'oba oyagala Katonda.
If you love God,
Obanga bw'oba oyagala Katonda.
If you do love
Alina
God,
ebintu by'atagenda kukkiriza
there are things He will
kubeerawo
to
mu bulamu
happen
bwo.
in your life.
Alina amaziga g'atagenda kukkiriza ogakaabe.
There are tears He will not allow you to
Alina
weep.
ennaku gy'atagenda kukkiriza.
There's a sorrow He will not allow in your life.
Kyobulaba ofiirwa
That's why you lose your past.
nnaku 3
In 3 days,
Katonda n'azzaawo omutima gwo
God revives
nga
your heart.
byakulumye
That you
nnyo
got so hurt
ebyaddala nga walumiddwa nnyo.
that honestly you got a lot of pain.
Olya nga tokaaba,
You get to hear Him say, don't
Kakkana.
cry, calm down,
tofaayo.
don't mind.
Owulira eri munda ebirowoozo bigamba tofaayo,
You hear your thoughts speak that don't
Kakkana.
care, calm down.
ndi wamu naawe,
I am with you.
nkwagala,
I love you.
tofaayo,
Don't never
nze
mind.
namututte.
I'm the one who took that one.
Kakkana.
So calm down.
Olya ng'owulira eddembe.
You feel
Okulaba
at
abadde
peace.
bakaaba bakaaba nga gw'osirise
You get to see people cry, yet you're busy.
abadde n'atakaaba
This one who is not crying,
nga gw'osirise kye.
that you are quiet.
Tuli fenna baluganda.
Are we together, brethren?
Tuli fenna.
Are we together?
Olina ebintu bingi by'ogenda okufuna
There are so many things you're going to get.
ebitali ebyo ebikwatibwako ggwe by'oyagala
The ones that are not
naye nga
tangible,
bya munda
but they come from inside.
ebigenda okuva mu kwagala Katonda wo.
That will come from loving your God.
Era nkugamba kino
And I am telling you
byonna
this.
by'obadde osoosa
All that you've
nga
been considering
bw'obyagala
to me,
nnyo
that you love them so much,
biteeke ebbali
put them
kati
aside.
oyagale Katonda wo nnyo
Love your God so
mwagale
much.
nnyo.
Love Him so much.
Olina by'ogenda okuwangula olw'okumwagala kyokka.
There are things you'll overcome out of loving God alone.
Oli ajje nga ze kulwana naawe
A person will come to fight you
amukutere wansi.
and he will put them down.
Oyo muveeka njagala nnyo ate gwe
Leave
tonjagala.
that one. He loves me so much and you don't love me.
tomukwatako muleke.
Don't tamper with that person.
Tagenda kumukuba luyi.
He will not slap them, no.
Ajja mujjawo mu ngeri yo.
He will take away that person. He will push them away.
Ebbanja lye tulina ffenna.
That debt we all have.
Tetusobola kuba na kwagala bantu bannaffe nga tetwagadde Katonda.
It's impossible to love our fellow beings if you
Ekyo
don't love
weerimba.
God. In so doing, you're deceiving
Okimanyi
one's
abantu
soul.
bakyawana abaana baabwe.
Do you know that people hate their own children?
Maama
A mother
yazaala abaana
who gave
nga
birth to children,
tabaagala.
that the mother doesn't love the child or the children.
Kubanga okwagala kwa Katonda tekuli mu ye.
Just because God is love is not in that mother.
Taata nga yazaala abaana nga tabaagala.
A father who gives birth to children,
Kubanga okwagala kwa Katonda nga tekuli mu ye.
because God is love is not in him.
Nina akantu kembikulirwa nno.
There's something I'm getting revealed to.
Kitegeeza buli kituufu kyonna kye tulina okukola.
It means every good right thing we're supposed to do.
Tulina kikola nga tukijja ku Katonda.
We have to emulate from God.
Simanyi oba waliwo omuntu ategeera.
Does anyone understand?
Kitegeeza
It means
bw'okyawa Katonda
if you hate
ne byolaba
God,
ng'ebituufu nga si
even what
bituufu.
seems to be right is never
Osobola
right.
okugaba naye ng'ogaba just.
You can be generous by in vain.
Osobola okuseka naye nga toseka.
You can laugh yet not.
Osobola okwebaka naye nga teweebaka.
You can sleep yet not.
Naye nga bakola bagamba weebase.
Yet the people who see you think you're
Naye
sleeping.
nga eri ng'oba weebase.
But when you're sleeping,
Ng'oba teweebase tulo tuno otwa ddala.
you're not seriously
Ng'ebintu
sleeping.
bikulumbirayo oloota ebirooto ebibi.
You get bad
Osobola olwana mu birooto.
You spend the night fighting.
Bw'ova mu tulo gaba.
When you
Ponya
wake
ekirooto
up,
kino.
I've said
Mbadde mmanyiifu dde.
I thought I was gone.
Kitegeeza buli kintu ekituufu ekitegeeza ka tulina ebintu biri duplicate.
It means we have duplicated things.
Tulina bye tugamba nti tubirina naye nga tulina duplicate.
There are things we think that we have, yet they're fake.
Oba otegedde
Have you
simayiro
understood
gyolina ng'eri duplicate.
that you have a fake
Oseka ne
smile?
biri fake.
You smile but not.
Ne laavu yennyini gyolina ewaka eri fake.
Even the love you have at your home is a fake
Tosobola
one.
na kwagala bbawo byaddala nga toyagala Katonda.
You cannot even truly love your husband if you don't love
Tosobola
God.
kwagala mukyalo byaddala nga toyagala Katonda.
You can't really love your wife if you don't love
Hey,
God.
tosobola na kunyumirwa.
You cannot even enjoy
Nga toyagala Katonda.
if you don't love
Bintu
God.
byakwekaza buki bwekaza.
You just force yourself.
Kankikole kiggwe
Let me
nejjeko
do
omusango.
it. Let me do it for the sake.
Oli nange waluganda.
Are you with
Bameka
me?
abali nange amanti oli nange.
How many people are with me?
Okikola bukozi kikole ki?
You just do it
Kiggwe wejjeko ki? Omusango.
so that it gets to be done.
Oluganda
Brethren,
yagala Katonda ebyaddala.
love God truly.
Akufuula omuntu owaddala.
And He will make you into a true
Osanyuke
person.
ng'ebyaddala.
That you will always
Oseke
truly rejoice.
ng'ebyaddala.
That you will always honestly smile.
Obeere mu bulamu obwaddala.
That you will live a true life.
Oseke ebyaddala.
That
Abantu
you will
abaagala ebyaddala.
That you will truly love others.
Onyumirwe obulamu ebyaddala.
And you will truly enjoy life.
Si bino by'ofiiri ng'oluyimba lwakajja n'otema dansi
Not
kasalu
this business
gwako
of
nawe.
dancing when you hear the music
N'ogenda
play.
mu comedy ne bakusesa n'obula okufa.
You go to comedy
Naye
shows
ng'oba
and you make you
toseka.
laugh. Yet you're not laughing.
Ekyaga nti obadde toseka.
What shows
Mu
that you're
ddakiika
not laughing?
10 oba okaaba.
In 10 minutes you go back to tears.
Ani ali nange?
Who is with me?
Katonda y'ensibuko y'essanyu.
God is the
Era
origin of joy,
y'ensibuko y'emirembe.
and He's the origin
Era
of peace,
y'ensibuko y'obulamu
and
obwaddala.
He's the origin of that true life.
Era lumu nali neebuuza.
One day I was asking myself,
Neŋŋamba naye Katonda
I said, but God,
afuniramu wange ensi yamukyawa.
how does He benefit if the
Afuniramu
world
wange
hates
abantu
Him?
bamukyawa.
How does He benefit if the people hate
Kati
Him?
ntegedde waafuniramu.
I've gotten to know where He benefits from.
Baleke bakyawe baleke.
Says, leave them to hate.
Naye nange
But also me,
kambalekere obulamu.
let me leave them to be alive.
Naye obulamu bwe mbalekedde bujja batamanga bokka.
But they will always be fed up of life.
Anti si buliimu.
Because I'm not into
Kati
that life.
kambalekere.
So let
Babeere
them,
nabo.
let them stay
Bakaabe.
alive, that they will
Bekyawe.
cry, hate themselves,
Banakuwale.
let them feel sad.
Babeerawo nga tebalina mirembe.
Let them stay
Kubanga
there without peace.
bandeka.
Because they forsake me. That is it.
Balikakasa nti nze Katonda.
They will affirm that I am God.
Kambaleke.
Let me leave them. Let me leave them. So you move knowing that you were good enough. Yet God is the same. Says you're free to do whatever you want. You begin to cry. You always cry. You drive push cars. You've constructed but then you cry. You have the name, but then you're crying. Are we together, brethren? You have the name but you cry. You have the money but with tears. Without peace. What shows me that I'm the right path? There are people that and they think they are better than me. I have my peace. Even though I want to stress myself, I find myself not stressed. So there's something you say. No. Because sometimes you always have money. Have ever tested each and everything? You could be not having money, not even a coin. But even if you want to worry, that you cannot worry. Because that's what you love, and that is God. This is what he says. That don't be afraid. Things are possible. Why things are possible. You will get them. I will enable you. That even if you want to feel so, he says no, I am with you. You get to begin to smile, begin to feel happy. Have you ever dealt in the word? If you're abiding in the word, you move. Feeling like the whole world is yours. Feeling like you've already eaten yet not. Feeling like you've already eaten yet you haven't. You move while going to work. Feeling in your heart that you're going to get money. Do you get me? The moment you love God, He will not allow you to lack peace. That even if you want to go into the kind of situation, He passes behind you, says, don't mind them with you. Whatever you want to do, you're going to be and you feel happy. You come up yourself, and still He provides for you. Are we together, brethren?
Kubanga wayagala ow'amaanyi,
because you
wayagala muzaddewo,
because you loved your
wayagala Katonda,
and you love
God. Enjawulo gy'ogenda okubeera nayo ku bantu abalala.
That's the difference you will be from the other people.
Enjawulo gy'olina okubeera nayo. It's the difference you must have from the other people. Once you feel yourself like you're hating yourself, check your relationship with God. Do you love Him? Do you love God? Loving God is like tapping into the current. Let me tap into this current. So you get shocked. So loving God, it means you're tapping into like, in all the good things. Loving God, it means you're tapping into all the good things. The peace, the blessing, the kind of strength, the peace in the heart, not easily falling sick. Whenever you love God, it means you're tapping into His goodness. It means once you hate Him, you fall out of His goodness
And where do you go? You go to where curses are. You go to the curses you've created on your own for hating God. So anyway, when you forsake God, where do you go? It means you're focusing somewhere else. The one who was focusing on God, the one who was loving and the other things don't have money doesn't have the life you want. They are papers, and you will have them, but you will still cry. You will have them, and you still get them. You will have them, but still without peace. You get the good life, but you still have peace. You get the peace, but still you have peace. Because all that is not the origin of joy on the earth. All that is not the origin of peace on the earth. The origin of peace and joy and good life is God. Do you know good life apart from money? It's for a person to be alive, that you don't easily fall sick, with peace, and when you are happy. That is the first good life, that you have the peace, and when you are happy, that you don't easily fall sick. That is what we call good life. You find a person with everything. They have what you admire, and they tell you, my life is in a mess. I fall sick, I'm not at peace, I don't sleep, I don't enjoy my soul, I'm leading a bad life, even though you admire me. Because they're leading a bad life that is bewitched and the witchcraft reaches out to them. So the good life is for you to be truly alive. There is peace inside of you, and you are happy, that you enjoy yourself with your life. When you are happy with your life, that you have the peace inside. I'm not talking about the peace that comes from money, but the peace from God. They get money, they take away the peace, they take away the joy. That's the word you will take and wonder what. They'll find you taking alcohol. Bring the one that is in the polythene. Bring that bottle. Bring Bellaga. Bring that club. Bring Seminole. basanga otudde onywa ebigere bimuli ku cupa eno kyakiri erimu onywa oteeka eri basanga otamidde. Ekitamiiza abantu banoonya mirembe mu mwenge, banoonya otulo mu mwenge, banoonya okwerabira ebibi mu mwenge. Era abantu bangi ekimukakkanya obusungu bw'abali bwe yatta ku mwenge. What makes them to be calmed down from the other person's anger is taking alcohol. And I'm perplexed once you kill a person, you move when they're following you because you're able to feel them. Those are the ghosts. They don't happen in a real way. You get to see the woman you killed, yet she's not there in reality. You say the ghost is chasing after me, yet it is in your thoughts. Because killing a person makes one lack peace. Nobody kills a human being intentionally. The person kills you intentionally. Whenever they sit, I kill him. Whenever they sit, I destroy him. Whenever they sit, I finish that one. They even begin to hear the voice. Why did you kill me? Why did you kill me? I'm taking you today. So they move. They go this way. They go to the bar and take alcohol. Let's do our what we call peace is God. That joy is God. That is God. I'm not talking about the God who destroyed people's lives in the books. I'm not talking about the God who makes other people lack peace. Because you can't claim to be fasting for 40 days and so on and you think that you have peace. For nobody fasts and they don't feel hungry. The moment you feel hungry, you get hurt. Are we together? The origin of peace and origin of peace and joy is not money but God. I repeat. The origin of peace and joy is not money, but it is God. Take that. God is the origin of peace and joy. You'll never sleep well and have rest if God is not with you. You'll never enjoy yourself in this world if God is not with you. You'll never if God is not with you or if you do not love God, wherever you try to do, that is the truth. Are we? That's the truth. And what is failure for you to love your God. It's because you don't love God. If you love God, that so much rebuke will reduce. But that comes in your heart comes from the hatred you have upon God. Honestly speaking, you do not love God. But learn to love God. Because it's a man. He's not going to give you but you have to love God as an individual. Once you love God, He'll always manifest to you in His voice. He'll always speak to you. He'll always heal you when you're sick. He'll always make you happy. He'll always make you overcome let you overcome the moment you love Him. There are so many things you're going to overcome out of loving God. You even know it very well. Some people tell themselves, before I went to church, at Pastor Brian's church, some people testify to us about that. I never had peace. Most of you testify. I would always cry. They would ask you, why are you crying? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? You didn't have the peace. And one of the things that the one you with, God was in him, is the peace you feel when you see him, the joy you feel when you see him, the power you feel when you see him, the boldness you get when you see him. Because all the demons, Once you meet a
person,
you give him your ears
and
you get to see the peace. The demons go away. The evil spirits run away. You begin to feel peace. Begin to feel happy. Begin to enjoy oneself. And the first time you saw me, some of you told me, I don't know why I have felt happy. So the problem comes in after you spend a long time. Because you're always there to test. You begin to spoil yourself. Most people say, whenever I meet this man, I feel good. You can just enter a restaurant and a person says, whenever this man comes in, I feel good. That they don't know why. They don't know why. Because God represents peace. God represents joy. God represents love. Why the reason that they no longer love each other? It's because they hate God. That is why everyone that people don't love each other. Everyone envies another. There are people who speak things on social media and you see total hatred. You get to see total hatred over one another. I look at them and I just keep quiet. A person brings all his rage onto you. It's up to you. But I'm moving on. Are we together, brethren? True happiness is in God. We used to go to church and you would move out crying, yet you come back overnight. You come back crying. You spend the night praying. You go back home and begin with prayer. What makes people to have constant prayers is one of the things that shows. Constant prayers are one of the things that show that you don't have peace. And it's one of the things that show that you don't have joy. So it means you're making an applause. Come to my rescue. Come to my rescue. Help me. Nobody makes an applause in peace. That's nobody makes an applause. Prayer is kind of an applause. I'm calling for help. Help me. Help me. That too much prayers come. There's always no peace. Even what they wrote about in the Bible, the ones considered to be the best warriors, like Sarah, like Penina, mother to Samuel, the one the Bible talks about who prayed. The Bible talks about her that she was a prophet because she was barren. The Bible says that she prayed and she turned out like a drunkard person. So, it means what is in that person's heart, there is sorrow. I've told you, the origin of prayer is the sorrow that a person has got in their heart. It's never peace. Who is with me? That they are thinking too much prayer shall bring peace. Loving God so much shall bring peace in a person's life. Loving God so much shall reduce on your prayers. Have you understood me very well? Loving God so much shall reduce on your prayers. Because whenever you try to pray, he says, I am with you. You are my friend. You are my best friend. You are my child. I love you so much. I am with you. I am with you. Whatever you want, I will enable you. I will provide for you. Have you understood me? Says, don't cry. I already took away all the enemies. Are we together, brethren? So people pray, but they don't have peace. They seek, but they're searching for God, but they don't have peace. They go into fastings, but they do not have peace. Because the origin of fasting is true. It means a sign of tears. It's also a sign of pain. Inquire from those who, the prayer warriors, those who shower. Those ones who say call. Why do they call? They've played around with post brains. They're playing around with post brains. But the origin of peace and joy is only one, and that is God. He's only one, and that is God. Why should you live? You don't have love for God. It means your love for God is minor or it's completely not there. Are we together, brethren? It's minor or it's completely not in you. You move, but that's the reason you cry. Learn to love God with all your heart. Love Him. It's not a question of God. Nobody will ever love God. Love God without limits. Love God without boundaries. Even though you want to believe God, yet you don't love Him. Even if you want to trust God, yet you don't love Him. What makes everything comes from the love you have. I told you this, that the people who love people so much take so much, and the people who do not love others do not trust them. Why is it that those who love the people trust them so much? Because in love, trust comes. So if you don't love God, you cannot trust Him. You can't truly believe Him. It means you're deceiving. If you love God so much, you cannot even miss out. Because you show your love for God in fellowship. You show your love in listening to His word. So let me go before my God. I will not stay at home. What am I going to do? But some people miss out on the service because they want to watch a certain film that is going to be done on Sunday. I want to see the way it winded up. If I go for the service at the wrong one, I'm not going to go today. I want to wind up with my soul. I want to wind up at least on Sunday. The service will still be there. So they stay at home to watch the soap. They wind up the soap and ask them, what have you benefited? Others refuse to fellowship just because Liverpool is going to be playing next to, and they say I'm not going to. Liverpool is going to play and I will not be able to watch it.
ndaba omupiira.
Let me go watch the football.
Sigenda gendayo ndabe omupiira guno ngumaleko.
Oh, I'm not going to for the service. Let me watch the football.
Olusina kalimoti no takayina ka TV.
You find that they don't. Sometimes
omupiira ina genda mu kibanda oba mu kabaala.
That they have to go for video halls to watch, or maybe in a bar.
Musanga atudde ali ati.
You find them
service egendawa mu maaso ali kapiira koona buweeyo koona Muhammad Salah akutte. Talina kwagala kwa Katonda alina bwagazi bwa mupiira.
They don't have love for God but they love for football. Let's understand that there are things they bring that you can't, that they are dangerous because you're blind. But once you understand, you will see that they can drop the youth like football. They all lose focus. They begin to focus on football. That their brains are controlled. They don't want them to think about it. They want them to think about the football. Who came? Did you come? And that is all they want. They trap you with certain things. By the time you look for the youth, you look for the seed of God. You find Ronaldo. You find Messi. You find Ronaldo in them. You find Messi in them. You find football players in their brains. You find that you saying Mbappe. You find them playing. Ask them, what does God say? So, all the love is in Mbappe. Is in Ronaldo. Are you with me? It's in Ronaldo. Ronaldo plays. Ask them, what does God say? He's not saying anything. They wake up in the morning till evening without even thinking about God, but thinking about Ronaldo and Messi. Who is with me? That is all they think about. They do not have God sitting in them. The service is going on. It's about, the football is about to reach. They must be going to service. But they are busy in the service. They try to check on their phones. How are the scores? I'm feeling bad. They have to. Who came? That person is in the service. They check on their phones. We've lost 2 as Liverpool fans. What is wrong with that coach? Why shouldn't he be sacked? He's in the service but busy quarreling with the coach. Quarreling. These heroes do not help us. He's busy quarreling. Yet, let the service come to an end and ask them, what have you benefited? That they don't recall anything. They are that they've not gotten anything out of the service. Whoever is near a young man, tap them and say, are you here? Tap also the matures, because these days they're also deadly. Who is with me? What? There are so many things that still people love from God. There are so many things that steal people's love away from God. Because people have put things. They're the ones we consider to be important. Yet, in reality, they're irrelevant, like the way God is not. So, okay, love them. But let time for God be God is time. And do not allow to be drunk with those things. I watch football if I'm free. And I'm an Arsenal fan. I watch it.
I
could be watching football, but still teach a person. Said that says God. I go back I don't allow my brain is focused as I watch football. I even know how to play, but I don't get immersed into playing. I don't get immersed. If you want, tell me there and then I'll tell you be healed. So many children I lay hands onto them and I say be okay. Are we together, brethren? There are so many things that snatch away our love from God. You have to be careful with them. You ought to be careful with them. Be careful. You're there, it's a Sunday, a person brings you a program, I want to meet you today. There are things you're supposed to reject. If it's a pastor, ask him to give you time. You're going for the service. If you want to meet me, sit over there, sit over there. After service we will meet, then we shall talk. You find one who wants to meet a girlfriend on Sunday. Yet, that person will never marry that girl, but he only wants to enjoy himself. So he gives up on the service. When they ask him, do you love God so much? He says, yes, I do. So, why is it that the girl has overcome you? Or the man has overcome you? When it comes to loving God, you're supposed to be tough. You must not allow it to beat the love for your because God wants us to make him be number one. God wants us to make him be number one in everything. He wants you to make him lead in everything. And the person you will ever get, tell them, I love God so much. And I cannot forsake him. And my God, I don't read about my book in my God in a book. Will you love me? Will you go with me? Because I don't read my book. Let me teach you about my God. My God is your God. So you go ahead and teach them. Tell them that is my God. He speaks with me. He loves me so much. I also love him so much. Girls, you were there. You find a Muslim man. He tells you don't go back to church. Leave the church. I'm going to buy you a car. Then you buy a car. I've not received the bills. I also have my God who is not in the book. That yes, I would love you, but let's reach a consensus with this God. The God I'm talking about is also your God. So let's go there and he will speak with you and say, I know you. He even knows what you're going through. But you're after getting married so much. Getting married. Can go with even a sorcerer. When comes loving God forsakes a lot. And it forward goes so much. You cannot me. When it comes to loving my God, do not bring your love. That's it.
Love ya chitange yesoka, love ya katonda wange yesoka, era ino chitegera nawe nja kwagala na yatera ndi
The love from my God comes first, but get to know that I'm already in love with God, then I will love you. I'm in love with God. I am in love with God. You have to first know. I'm teaching you now. If you're to love me, I'm requesting you that you fall in love with my God, that I shall also fall in love with you. Are we together? Loving God. You forego so many things.
kubanga jindalula
their friends you give up because they make you because they talk about shrines.
Whenever bagenda kuloga bagenda masabo
they go to those ones have forsaken them. Let me follow my God. You have to forego. Decide to love your God. Brethren, even our phones, the people who love God, the things concerning loving God, they keep things concerning loving. You're not going to find funny videos in phones. Your phone has to mean when your money loves God, then your life that your conversations also show that you love God. But some people have phones that they are dangerous to God, and they take the heart belongs to God. Yet the phones show what is in those people's hearts. They really show what is in those people's hearts. Your phone reports you. It shows totally different things. You're always updated on the youngsters. Chameleon is this word. Spice is the other word. So and so is going to be there. That you're updated on each and everything. So that yours is amazing. We talk about what God said. You're talking about the new song. You talk about with the outsiders that you know so and so playing a new song. So and so playing a new song. You know, that you know everything that is trending. As we are still there, they will come out to mime. Then you wonder, how can a child of God mime such songs? Because they are songs that show they are promoting certain things. So your love is not godly. It is among the other people. It is in the other people. Who says I am learning? Your way of speaking has what you speak is the same as what the other people say. But you show us here that you love God. However much you want. I love the people. I love the people so much. But it's very difficult for a person to be my inside friend if we are not. But I love them so much, and I converse with them. But I can't immerse myself in them. Because the moment you immerse yourself onto the people, you speak they say money says this. So for that matter, change. Change your ways. Love your God with your
Bwenjogera
heart.
Katonda mantegeza ya kutonda.
When I talk about God, I mean your creator.
Katonda title.
Because God is only a title.
Tegeza okutonda.
That means
Ng'ekigambo omuzadde.
Just like the word
parent.
That means the person who
Katonda
the word God means the creator of
heaven and earth
is the one I'm talking about. There are people asking us, show us your God. What do you base on? Where do you base? Where does your God base? My God is not based in letters, not based in books, but it's based on creation, the creation of the heavens and the earth.
Mbuuza ekibuuzo ababimbuuza
those who ask me,
muzaddewo asinziira wa okuzaala?
Where does your parent base to give back to you?
Era wamusoma mu katabo ki?
And which book did you read about your parent?
Era ye taatawo.
That she is your mother or he is your father.
Akati nange nga bwategeera maama ne taatawo nti baakuzaala.
Like the way you understood that your father and mother gave back to you.
Nange nategeera Katonda wange kubanga yantonda.
I also
n'atonda n'ensi mwendi.
He created
n'atonda eggulu n'ensi. n'atonda abantu bonna.
He created all the people.
Kati yensibuko oba wensinziira okumuweereza.
To serve him.
Kakati gwe.
So you,
bw'obanga gwe Katonda ensibuko yo yava Bungereza.
If your origin is from England,
yava mu Bawarabu.
It came from the Arabs.
Olabye.
Pity to you.
Ensibuko yange nagitegeerera wano wendi.
I understood my origin from where I am.
Nagitegeerera wano wendi.
I understood my origin
ate mu bwongo bwange ne mutima gwange kubanga siri kidoli.
I am known.
Ntegeera bulungi.
I understand.
Katonda yampa obwongo mutegeere era mumanye
and to know him.
Bw'obanga gwe Katonda omutegeera mu nnyukuta.
If you understood the letter that was only composed by the human beings.
Ennyukuta abantu bayiya ki? Njiye.
Because the human beings introduced the letters. If you got to understand God through the letter was introduced, I understand God in something that was not introduced. Wait a little bit. They did not confuse me. And they did also confuse you. The heavens and the earth, they were not only composed. They were not composed. They were not composed. Whoever has got that question, my faith is not based on composition, but it is based on God the Creator, who created you and the Creator of heavens and the earth. What else do you want? How many people have understood that? Very. Your God. Your God. Why should you emulate God from the things that were only composed? Should we go to history? Wasn't the letter only composed? If we are to follow history, the human beings introduced the letter. Weren't they human beings? So the letter helps the human beings to read what they're supposed to read and to know. It cannot help me to know God. Listen to this also. The other thing, the people you read about in the Bible, where did they read? Where did Abraham read? Where did Adam and Eve read? Where did Noah read? All the people in the Bible, where did they read?
And I
want to inform the people that no question whether it's a Muslim book, the Quran, everyone from whichever because it is done by the language composed by the human beings. Thank you for being smart. Are you with me, brother? Are we together? So our God is not an idol. He's not idols. He's a real God. He is a real God. Whoever has got the question, have answered you. That's it. My God. I don't emulate him from the letter. Because the letter was only introduced. And so they found us. Or they found our ancient grandparents. Because it was only introduced. So the ones who introduced the letter, where did God find them that he could not find us? Okay, let's say he found them. Let him find us also. Because he's an omnipresent God. He's God who is omnipresent. He was not supposed to base in one nation. Not at all. Because God is omnipresent. Not in one nation. But he is omnipresent. See, it's even in your abdomen. He nurtures the baby to growth. See, even in the parts of a man. That's it. He is omnipresent. They sang a song that says it's not only here but all the nations. God is in each and every nation. Then they ask a question. Show us your origin. Ask them, are you Abraham's grandchild? Are you Abraham, Isaac and Jacob's grandchild? The Bible is for the grandchildren of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. It's from one tribe. So, then you say, I'm Abraham's grandchild. Don't you have your grandparents? If your grandfather was Chibirige, tell yourself, I'm Chibirige's grandchild. The late grandchild of Chibirige. He was my grandfather. I come from my grandfather. I come from this. My grandfather who gave birth to this and that and the other. Is that bad? Suppose they were non-existent, would you exist? Because we come from the ancient people. The ancient people are called grandparents. Every tribe has got a language they use. Who is with you? So, for that matter, your origin is God. Creator of heaven and earth. That is my origin. He is my origin. And you, even the person who contends against me, is your origin. The other people deceived you. For that matter, I want you to understand it very well. The origin of my God, I see and look at what he created. the creation in a real way, the way I see myself, the way I see you, I get to know there is one who created you. I get to know there is the creator of heaven and earth. After knowing there is one who put them into existence, I kneel down, I worship him, and I praise him. I sing for him. Because that one is the true God. Because even if you take away the book, he remains. He's just like your parents. He's just like your parents. Your parents, even though they go, he still remains. Have you understood?
Yes,
but Jesus does not remain. My parents, even though he dies, he remains in me. So Jesus, suppose they take away the book, where do we find him? Go and sleep. Suppose they take away, where can we find him? Where do you find him?
And
I'm going to go back there. Where do you find him? The moment the book is taken away. So even if you go away, you will stay in your grandchildren. You will stay in your children. You will stay in your children. We will not leave. When I die, quiet will come. Honor will come. Belief will come. They also give birth. So, things have remained in my children, have remained in my grandchildren. Why do you refuse my grandchildren? And they talk about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So even God never goes away, and he will never go away, because whatever he created is in place, and the good thing is that he is permanent. So, based on creation, and I said you are powerful, you are glorious, you are oppressive. Nobody compares to you. God physical, you're powerful, you're glorious. Nobody compares to you. God created heaven and earth, you're powerful, you're glorious, and nobody compares to you. I'm asking a question. How did I go astray? I did go astray, but I understood. And I went out of what of and what of flattery I'm not abusing it. But I'm explaining to you that you can also understand. That you begin to know that even if you know how to read, he remains your God. Love your God. Let me hope you've understood him. Never be deceived. That Pastor Brian is a sorcerer, he does this and that. Your God himself is the one who is the one is the one who reveals that I will teach you. The other thing, let me say this also. I am not afraid of being hated for the right cause, but I'm afraid of being hated for the right thing. But for the sake of the right thing, I'm not afraid of being abused. As long as it's the right thing. Even if you wake up one morning and you wake up and do whatever you want. As long as you're abusing it for the right thing, I am sure that right thing, you abuse as I move it on with it.
Onvuma ntambula.
You abuse as I move.
Sijja kutunuulira.
And I will not look at you.
Sijja kola ki? Mutunuulira oba batunuulira.
I will not look at you.
Because
I'm carrying the right thing. That right thing will demand for us. Because even after death it will judge you. So, as long as you're on the right thing, sit and settle because you are on the right thing. If they are on the right track, why do they quarrel? Because the one on the right track never quarrels. They do not abuse. You're stupid. That one is homosexual. So why should you quarrel? If you were on the right track, the ones on the right track, we speak the right thing. You abuse us, then we envy us and we still say the right thing. We continue to pray that is the right thing. That is the right thing. So go ahead and pray. But I still say that is the right thing. Even if they all arise against me, I'll continue to say that is the right thing. Because it is the right thing. For it is the right thing. It's the right thing. When you are on the right track, leave the persecutors. Because they're persecuting you for the right cause. Never think that maybe you're wrong because of the persecution. You were right. Because you explain the content without familiar, but they and still fail to explain. To show you that they fail to explain. They explain and end up in people's pockets. When have I ever explained to you and end up in your pockets? They end up in people's pockets. Yes.
Okay. Wamma weyagalire Katonda wo n'obulamu bwonna wekkiririze Katonda wo n'obulamu bwonna kubanga n'obubonero tubulaba.
We even see the signs.
Waliwo okwogera n'obubonero tubulaba.
But we also see the signs.
N'obubonero bulaki tubulaba.
We see the signs.
Tulaba obubonero.
We see the signs.
Kumwe abali wano nga toli mupya naye ng'oli wano ani atawonangako kirwadde nga gwe tawonangako kirwadde ng'oli wano. Njagala buli ali wano nga oludde nange mwezi gumu myezi ebiri
if you spent a month, 2
months,
2 weeks,
owanike emikono gambe nze siwonangako ku kirwadde nga nzize wano.
But show up of the hand. Tell us that you've never been healed of any disease.
Oba buli omu alina obujulizi nawona kino nawona kino nawona kino nawona kino nawona kino nawona kino.
I was healed of that.
Bannange tuwona eby'eddala tuwona.
We heal.
Ate era kyemmanyi.
And what I know,
kale okujjako nga gavumenti naye ebambi nnyo.
Maybe if the government
naye bwebanga nnungi eyagala bayamba bantu
if the
bawonya
government is
bantu
good,
teyagala babba bantu.
it doesn't want those who steal from the people.
Kalekeyo kanve otegedde kyegamba muntegeera bulungi.
Do you understand me very well?
Bajja tugamba baabo babasindika abo.
They reach a time of saying they were sent.
Abo bava eno abo ba
They come from here. Those ones are Illuminati. Those ones are Antichrist. What is that?
Twogera kituufu.
We speak the right thing.
Twogera kiki kituufu.
We speak the right thing.
Era kyetuli kiyamba abantu.
And what we are help the
Abantu
people.
bawona.
Because people heal.
Abantu bawa obujulizi.
The people testify.
Abantu balongooka.
The people get
Abantu balina obulamu.
The people have life.
abantu balina obujulizi obunene.
The people have got big testimonies.
Obulabibwako.
The visible
awatali kye
testimonies.
bawaddeyo bawone.
Without giving in anything for the healing.
Katonda waffe yeeyogerera.
Our God speaks on his
buli
behalf.
muntu alina kye wawona.
Everybody was healed of something.
buli muntu alina kye yakola ki kye yawona.
Everybody has ever been healed of something.
Newankubadde kale akasente kakyabulamuko.
Even if
naye olina kye wakola ki kye wawona.
but at least you've ever been healed of something.
Katonda ajja kuwa.
God will give you.
naye kkiriza amazima gano.
Believe this truth.
Tebabawabya,
Do not
tebabakyamya, tebabalimba.
do not be deceived.
Nze njogera Katonda eyakutonda.
Because I talk about
era
God, the
awonya
Creator,
omutima gwo.
and is healing your heart.
Katonda eyakutonda
The God your Creator
gwe njogerako wano
is the one I talk
oba
about here.
yankozesa oba yankoleramu.
He's the God who worketh in me.
Kale n'olwekyo
For that matter,
baleke bayombe abo bali ku byabo.
leave them to quarrel.
Tusigala tutambula era nga tugenda mu ki
We continue
mu
to
maaso.
move and we go forward.
ate kali mulaba bito bajja tuteekako pulogulaamu ku TV batuule.
They will
Akati
shoot
abo
those programs.
akati
Those
abo
ones-
kati ebyo mwe mutya buno.
You're afraid of this.
obwo
You're afraid of this.
baliteekanga ne pulogulaamu namba batuule babeere wali bonna babeeraawo
They'll put the whole
bambadde batandika okwogera katukoze kakati
They
abo
will
bali
begin
bwe
to
bati
say, those ones are like this.
bali bwe bati bali bwe bati bali bwe bati.
They are like this.
Kati mulina okuba abagumu.
So you have to be
Ffe
strong.
tuli magye aga Katonda
We are God's army
era ag'amaanyi.
and the powerful army.
Tewaliwo kyamakulu kikulira mu mirembe.
There is nothing relevant that goes in peace.
Buli kyamakulu bakitagaza bakimenya bakinoonya bakirwanyisa.
Every relevant thing is always fought
Nze
against.
abannwanyisiza ku kyanganzija wano
The people who have fought against
ne
me for
bamala
that
ne
time
bapowa.
and they've given up, they are so
Kabanga
many.
nezajjako wano ne
Some
bateeka
came
mu
here.
motoka nga bantwala.
They can't
Ne
take
banteeka
the
mu
cars.
kkubo eyo ne ba wano ebibaddewo bingi.
There is a lot that has happened here.
Ebiyiseemu bingi.
We've gone through a lot.
Tulabye ebintu.
We've seen
Naye
things,
tetugwa.
but we do not fall from grace.
Najja ndi ku kigere kati
I came on foot, but this time
najja siinaamu naye kati nninamu.
I came without money, but this time I have.
Mbeererawo n'abalala nabo ne balya.
I also stand in for the others, and they also eat.
Kale wanika emikono gyo.
Lift up your hands.
Njagala obeere obujulizi.
I want you to be a testimony.
Obeere obujulizi.
I want you to be a
Obeere obujulizi.
I want you to be a testimony.
Obukakasa Katonda wo.
Testimony.
Obeere obujulizi.
Be a testimony.
Obukakasa Katonda wo.
Confirms to your God.
Beera bujulizi.
Become a testimony.
Beera bujulizi teweetiriranga
Be a
ogenda
testimony.
kubeera obujulizi obw'amaanyi
You're going
mu
to be
maaso g'abantu.
a powerful testimony before the
Ogenda
sons of
kubeera bujulizi mu maaso g'abantu.
You're going to be a testimony before the sons of
Ekkanisa eno ebeera obujulizi
This church is
mu
becoming
maaso
a testimony
g'abantu
before
mu
the
maaso
people.
ga Uganda
Before
oba
Uganda
munda mu Uganda
or in Uganda.
ebeera obujulizi
It's becoming a testimony.
enaayogerebwangako
It shall always be
obulungi
talked
n'obubi
about the good and
kubanga
the bad
y'amakulu.
because it's of relevance.
Mugenda kubeera b'amaanyi,
You're going to be
mugenda
powerful.
kubeera
You're
banjawulo,
going to be special.
naasimba amakanisa ag'enjawulo.
You will plant different branches in
Olyekanga
your
oli katuli
Bible.
osomesa bantu,
You find yourself in a
olyekanga
public
oweereza,
You find
olyekanga
yourself in
okwata ku bantu
You
ate nga
fi-
bawona,
You find yourself
olyekanga oyogera kigambo kya Katonda
You find yourself speaking
ate ng'abantu
God's word.
bawona
And the people
era
will be
nga
healed.
basumululwa.
And they will be getting
Kale
delivered.
totya,
So don't be afraid.
beera muvumu
Be bold
olw'ekigambo kyo.
because of your word.
Amen.
Amen.
Ndowooza kalimu tulina kye tufunyeemu ffenna.
Let me hope we've got something out of this.
Kale nga nzirewo wali eri,
So going back slightly,
Katonda ayagala kimu kyokka,
God wants only one thing.
njagala njagala mwagale,
He says, love Him.
mwagale,
Love God.
mwagale
Love Him.
yenna, omwesige, omukkirize,
Love, trust, and believe Him.
abeere wamu naawe,
That He will be with you.
olyoke ofune emirembe emijjuvu.
Then you get a fully fledged peace that is in God.
Emirembe nga bwe mbasomesa giva mu ki? Mu kumwagala.
Like I've told you that peace comes from loving God.
Era ye ensibuko yaki? Y'emirembe mwene ensi.
He's the origin of peace.
Era bw'onaamwagala onaabanga n'emirembe.
You'll always be
bw'oyagala Katonda
onaawonanga
nga talina akutaddeko mukono.
You'll always heal without being laid hands onto.
Bw'oyagala Katonda
the moment you love God,
anaakuyimusa mu ngeri ye.
He will lift you up in His own way.
Kale twogedde ku bitugaana okwagala Katonda.
So we've talked about the things that hinder us from loving God.
Bagamba omupiira.
I've talked about football.
Abamu firimu.
Some it's the films.
Abamu bino ebintu bayimbi.
Others the songsters.
N'otamiira ebyo.
You get drunk with
n'olema okutamiira Katonda.
And you fail to be drunk with God.
Ekyamazima nze ndaba nga buli muntu yalibadde atamiira Katonda.
Everybody would be drunk with
God.
God. You would be in your home drunk with God. You would do all your to do drunk with God. You will dwell in different things, but when you're drunk with God, becoming drunk with God comes from loving Him. Love God and then be drunk with Him. Love God then be drunk with Him. That's the one who will be able to see His power and His glory. There's a level that comes that laying hands onto you is no more. It's no longer necessary. That God wants you. There's a level that comes that laying hands onto you that He no longer wants. That God wants you to love Him. God wants you to be drunk with Him. That laying hands onto you, it no longer works. That He wants you yourself. Understand Him as love Him as an individual. Be drunk with Him. That laying hands onto you, it no longer works. That He wants you to first understand, then be firm in loving Him. Be firm in understanding Him. Then your life will change. That life will change. Because not all the time that you'll always be laid hands onto. Not all the time that you'll always be laid hands onto. God wants. There is something He demands from you. Love Him as an individual. Understand Him as an individual. Then be drunk with Him. Become a person who is no longer with the evil spirit, maybe witchcraft or anything. Because of the drunkenness that you have in Him. Or because you are drunk with God. So, love God with all your life. He's the one who will make you go through this world. You pass through certain places without knowing how you pass through. You will do certain things without you knowing how you've done. You find yourself changing without yourself knowing how. Are we together, brother? Love your God and get a fully fledged peace. Then receive the fully fledged peace. And you will have the fully fledged peace. And you will enjoy yourself in a fully fledged way. That you will be strong in a fully fledged way. It will all come from loving your God. If there's a person that you love, you don't first see them then say, I've seen you then loved you. The person you love is always in your heart. You could be there thinking, is that person fine? just because you love that person.
Oli nange.
Are you with me?
Kubanga okola ki? Omwagala.
Because you love them, that person.
Gw'oyagala.
The person you love.
Tomwagala nti kubanga oli naye.
You don't love them
Oba
because you're with
omulaba.
them. Or
Naye
because you've seen them.
omwagala ne waatali.
But you love them even in their absence.
Tosobola na mulowoozaako birowoozo bibi.
You cannot even think
Kubanga oba
about them.
omwagala ne waatali.
Because you love them even in their
Era
absence.
gw'oyagala oba omwewuliramu.
And the person you love, you always feel them
Kubanga
inside of
endowooza
you.
zo
Because your
ziba
mind
zimutambulirako.
is always following
Kubanga
that
obeera
person.
omwagala.
Just because you love them.
Kale ne Katonda
So even God,
bw'omwagala
the moment you love God,
era osobola n'obeera olw'okumwagala ng'okuba na bufaananyi.
you could be there
Oba ali
imagining
atya, oba yakula atya,
how
oba ali
is
ki,
nature? What is he?
oba ali mu ngeri ki,
Which way is
oba
he?
afaanana atya,
How does he look
oba
like?
ali atya.
How is he?
Kubanga oba omwagala ebirowoozo byo
So your thoughts
biba bimutambulirako,
are always drifting on him.
biba bikola ki, bimutambulirako.
The thoughts are always drifting on him.
Oba ali atya,
How is he?
oba afaanana atya Katonda,
How does God
oba
look
ali
like?
ki.
How is he?
Kati amadiini agamu gabaterawo obufaananyi.
So some images put
Omuntu
imaginations for
lwatuliza
you.
bw'ati alaba kali akafaananyi.
Whenever a person closes their
Ye
eyes,
kaalabanga Katonda akabumbe.
they
Ngamba
imagine
akabumbe.
that they imagine
Ye
that
kaabalabanga
idol.
Katonda.
They imagine that
Abamu
idol to be God.
ekifaananyi.
Others it's the photo
Ekya Jesus.
Jesus'
Ensi
photo.
kye yateekawo.
that the world put in
Ne
place
firimu.
and the film.
Kati abantu balowooza ku muntu.
So people think
Ne
about the
beematira
human
kye
being
Katonda.
and they imagine him
Osanga
to
oli
be God.
afukamidde na ku kifaananyi.
You find the person
Asaba.
who is down before the photo
Ekyomuzannyi
praying
wa firimu.
of a film
Gw'otamanyi
actor.
kye yali.
They don't even
Oba oli awo
know
nga
who he
yalina
is.
ge.
Could be he
Oba oli awo banga yali
was
biki.
could be he was something.
Nga gw'ofukamidde gw'okola ki gw'osaba.
And you're kneeling down before the human being and you pray to him.
Amanyi Katonda bw'afaanana era teri
Nobody
alimanyi.
knows how God looks like and nobody will ever know.
Naye olw'okumwagala tuba tukuba bufaananyi.
But because we love him, we imagine.
Ate obufaananyi
And the imagination
obutategeerekeka
that are not even clear.
ekyo kye kimufuula ow'omuwendo era kye kimufuula Katonda.
And it makes him be God.
Kubeera n'ogamba oba yali bw'ati,
Maybe he's
oba
like
ali
this.
bw'ati,
Maybe
oba
he's like
afaanana
this.
bw'ati,
Maybe he
oba
looks like
munene
this.
bw'ati.
Maybe he's so
Oyinza
big.
n'ogamba oba yenkana kati ng'eno kyaki obunene.
Maybe he looks like this church.
Kuba buki? Naye obufaananyi bwonna bw'okuba nkwegayiridde.
But all the imaginations you
Tokubangayo
do,
obufaananyi bwonna obw'obunafu.
never imagine God to be weak.
Beera ng'okuba obufaananyi bwa kinene.
Imagine God to
Munene.
be He's big,
Mukulu.
He's great,
W'amaanyi.
He's powerful.
Obwo bwokka.
Only those imaginations.
Obwo bwokka.
Only those ones.
Tulifana baluganda.
Are we together? brothers?
Olw'okuba nti omwagala.
Because you love Him.
Bw'oba oyagala Katonda.
If you love God,
Kendeeza ku ndowooza gy'olowoozaamu ssente.
reduce on the way you think about money.
Tandika okuba ng'olowooza nnyo Katonda ssebo oba
Begin to
nnyabo.
think about God more than anything
Ssente
else.
zirowoozeeko.
Yes, think about
Naye
money.
ekitundu ekine lowooza ku ani? Ku Katonda.
But let the
Ate era ne
biggest
ssente
be God.
bw'oba ozirowoozaako
And if you're to think about money,
zirowooleze mu ye.
think about money in
Ajja
God.
kumpa.
God will give me.
Ajja kunnyamba.
God will help me.
Naye n'olowooza ssente okuva ku makya mpaka kiro.
But you think about money from morning till
Nobeera nga
evening
tolowooza Katonda.
without thinking about
Olowooza
God.
ssente zokka.
You think about only money.
Olwo ssente zibeera ki?
So what will money have become?
Ssente olwaleero yeesinzibwa.
It's money that is
Ssente
worshipped today.
yeetenderezebwa.
It is money that is
Ssente
praised
abantu
today.
gye baagala.
It's money that
Ssente
people
abantu
want.
gye banoonya.
It's money that
Ssente
people
buli
look for.
omu
Everyone
gy'alabanga Katonda.
looks at money to be God.
Gy'olowooza
It's what you
webaka
think about.
gy'olowooza.
You sleep thinking about money.
Tolina lwolowooza Katonda, olowooza ssente.
There's not that you think about God. You're always thinking about money.
Ssente kyalibeera ekimu
Money could be one of the things
kyaleetebwa mu maaso go
that was brought before you
okukyamya obwongo bwo
to mislead your brain,
okuva ku kituufu
to go off
oba
the
okuva
thing,
Katonda.
or to forsake God.
Kati bwe kiba nga kiri bwe kityo,
If it is so like that,
tandika okubeera ng'obalansinga.
begin to balance.
Lowooza nnyo Katonda
Think more about God
okusinga engeri gy'olowoozaamu ssente.
more than the way you think about money.
Lowooza nnyo Katonda
Think more about
okusinga
God
engeri gy'olowoozaamu ssente.
more than the way you think about money.
Kugambye
Have told you
gw'oyagala
the one you love.
oba omulowoozaako nnyo,
You always think about them so much.
gw'otayagala
The one you
oba
don't love,
tomulowoozaako.
you don't think about the person.
Kati ku sente ne Katonda oyagala ani?
So between God and money, who do you
Bwe
love?
ŋŋamba ojja wanika omukono gambe Katonda.
When I speak like that, you lift
Nze
your
Katonda.
hands. Have said
Bwe
God.
tunaagenda mu kubikkula endowooza zo,
Once we open up your mind,
tulabe tujja kusanga ng'olowooza nnyo sente okusinga Katonda.
we shall discover that you think
Nakitegeeza
about money more
mutima
than
gwo
God.
sente
It means your heart is filled
gwe gye
with money.
wafuula amaanyi go.
You made it to be your
Yensonga
strength.
lwaki toba na mirembe,
It's the reason you never
yensonga
have
lwaki
peace.
toba na ssanyu,
It's the reason you never
kubanga
have
sente
happy. Because
wagifuula amaanyi go mu
money
mutima.
was turned into the strength of the heart.
Njogera nkakasa
I speak very sure
Katonda ye maanyi g'ensi,
that God is the
era ye
power of
maanyi
the earth
g'abantu,
and is the strength of the
era ye
people.
maanyi ga buli muntu.
And He is the strength to each and every one.
Ne bino byonna sente n'ebirala byonna
Money plus all the
ku
other things.
lw'amaanyi ge
For the sake of His
n'ekitiibwa
power
kye
and because of His glory,
yabireetera okubeerawo.
He makes them to be.
So si sente nti zezireetera Katonda abeerewo.
It's not money that makes
Katonda
God to
yaleetera ebyo byonna okubeerawo.
be. It's God who makes these other things to
Naye
exist.
gwe omutwe gwo
But your head,
bw'ofuna omukulembeze wo omulala,
you got your other leader,
ye sente,
and he's called money.
ye mukulembeze wo asooka mu
He's
mutwe.
your first leader
Ate
in your
n'owanika
head.
emikono ng'ogamba Katonda ngaggawaza.
Then you lift up your hand saying, make me be rich,
Kati ne
God.
mbuuza amagezi oba gali gatyaga
Then I'll ask you a question.
okulembeza sente,
If it's wisdom that leads,
ate n'osaba Katonda nti akuwe sente,
then you pray to
oba
God to give you
n'okkiriza Katonda
money.
nti ate akuwe sente,
Or you
ate
believe
ngaza
God to give you
okulembeza.
money. Yet it's money that is leading.
Kulembeza ye.
Let God lead.
Kulembeza ani? Kulembeza ye.
Let God lead.
Ali kuwa ne by'otasuubira.
He will give you even what you
Kwata
don't
bulungi, si
expect.
bikuwa buwi.
Get me well, not giving you for free.
Alikuwa obusobozi obukola ne by'otasuubira.
He will give you the ability to do what you do not expect.
Nkaddamu.
I repeat.
Alikuwa obusobozi obukola ebyo ne by'otasuubira.
He will give you the
Alikuwa
ability to do
obusobozi
what you don't
obuzimba
expect.
amaka g'otasuubira.
He will give you the ability to construct the home that you
Kubanga
never expected.
wamukulembeza.
Because you made him to lead.
Kale kulembeza Katonda mu mutwe gwo.
Let God lead in your head.
Kati gwe n'obeera, kale njogera nnyo, kale abasajja n'obeera ne mukyalawo ng'akusaba ssente,
You stay with a wife who
nga
asks you for money.
takwagala nga ye ayagala ssente,
She doesn't love you, but she wants the money from you.
nga zaakulembeza mu mutwe gwe
And it's
gy'oli,
leads in her,
nga gwe mu mutwe gwe toliimu,
and you're not in
ne
that
mutima gwe nga
woman's head.
toliimu.
You're not even in her heart.
Najja njagala
She comes,
ssente,
I want money.
nkusaba ssente,
I'm asking you
naye
for
nga
some
gwe
money.
takwagala
Yet she doesn't love you.
era ayagala ki? Ssente.
But she's only interested in the money that you have.
N'osigala ng'era ogenda n'oyo,
Will you go on with such a woman?
n'osigala ng'ogenda n'oyo,
You move
ye
on.
akulembeza ati ssente gy'oli,
To her, it's money that leads before you.
takulembeza ggwe.
It's not you.
N'okitegeera bulungi
And you very well get
nti
it.
omuwala ono
That this girl
akulembeza ssente gyendi,
loves me for money.
n'osigala ng'ate era
And you continue to move on with her.
nvaako naawe.
Leave me alone.
Ani ali nange?
Who is with me?
Mugambe kola ti nvaako,
Tell her, leave me alone.
so osanze.
Love me first.
Kubanga nze akola ki? Akola ssente.
Because it's me who makes the money.
Nze apakasa,
It's me who
nze
works for
alima,
it. It's me
nze
who digs.
abusuubula,
It's me
nze
who
akola
purchases.
ki?
It's me who
Ssente.
does. It's
Lwaki
me.
osoosa ssente zange?
Why does my money
Okusinga
come
nze.
first? More than me.
Sooka nze,
First love me,
then bino ebirala
then the rest of the
ssente
things.
nje zikuwanga nga tonsabye nakunsaba.
I'll give you the money even though you don't even ask it from me.
Tulifana baluganda.
Are we
Kati
together,
abantu
brethren?
bwe batu maaso ga Katonda.
That's the way people are.
Basoosa ssente
Money
ze
comes first.
bakulembeza,
It's money that
ze
they want.
baagala,
It's money that
ze
they want.
basinza,
It's money
ze
they worship.
batendereza,
It's money they
ate
praise.
ne
And
basaba ssente,
they still ask for
ne
money.
basaba gwe batayagala,
They ask from the one they don't love.
oba mbu ne bakkiriza gwe batayagala.
They believe the one they don't love.
Kona neighbor abeera musirikale wamu n'omukoneko nga osumagira biki.
Tap your neighbor and ask them, why are you dozing?
Ne basaba gwe takola ki? Gwe batayagala.
They pray to the one that they don't love.
Bw'obanga gwakusaba takwagala okola otya?
If the one who asks from you doesn't love you, what do you do? You feel annoyed.
How
can they ask for me if they don't love me? How can they ask me for money if they don't love me? How can they ask me if my things that they don't love? You instead feel angry. You even take away what you would have given them. That's the way we annoy God. Yet what you're praying for are the things you turn into God. So you ask yourself a question. How will he turn you into? Let me help you, even the ministers. You are there. You want his power, but you don't love God because you want to be seen. You want to be seen, that you stretch out your hand, the sick heal, stretch out your hand, and the power reaches out to the people. As you still give me the power. Don't pray for power. It's a wrong way to pray. Tell your God, be my God. Just love God. There is no what we call power, but God is power. The moment you love him, he will use you, even what you don't expect. But some people pray, give me the power. I pray for the power. Do not pray for the power again. Just be his friend. Love him. Just love God and be kind. He will always use you. You stand on the pulpit. Say, this one is my friend. I cannot shame him. He will speak. He will heal. He will do all his work. Go back home. Teach without opening anywhere. And do not forget what you're teaching. That even if you can still come back. Yet you didn't record them anywhere. That one is that one is my friend. So sometimes you're not going to become what you're to be because you're a prayer warrior. But you're going to become all you're to become because you loved God so much. Child of God, even though you don't pray and you sleep off, they bewitch you. Why are you after my friend? You leave my friend. Leave them because they love me. They slept in abiding in me. They love me. The heart beats me. He loves me. Have you got me, child of God? But you pray to the one you don't love. Then you think it would make you be an issue. You pray to the one that you don't love. You go when money is it's wealth that leads. There's material things that lead. They're the ones in your head. That you only think about him because you not because you love him.
Kitange Mukama nkolerayo kino kitange Mukama njagala nkulabe kitange Mukama kolayo ekintu ekiti kitange Katonda byonna byonna nga bw'obisaba tewali n'ekimu.
Nothing will happen like the way you pray for them.
yiga okwagala Katonda.
Just learn how to love God.
Yensibuko ya buli kirungi.
That's the origin of everything in
Yensibuko
the
ya buli
world.
mirembe.
It's the origin of every
Yensibuko
peace.
y'essanyu.
It's the origin of the joy.
Yensibuko y'essanyu.
It's the origin of the joy
Elyensi.
to the world.
Yensibuko y'essanyu nkiddamu.
It's the origin of the joy.
Mwagale.
Love him.
Mwagale nnyo.
Love him so much.
Akuwa eddembe lye.
He will give you his
takuwa na buwi ddembe.
He doesn't only give
wabula
you
ye
peace,
mirembe.
but he is peace.
Kibanga bw'onaagwa mu mazzi.
It's just like the way you can fall into water.
Nayiba okola ki? Kiringanga bw'onaagwa mu mazzi.
It's just like the way you can fall
ng'obadde
into water.
olina ebbugumu lingi.
When you are feeling very
n'ogwa
hot,
mu mazzi.
then you fall into cold
ng'obadde
water.
otuuyanyi.
When you were all sweating,
ng'owulira ebbugumu likutta.
feeling very
n'ogwa
hot,
mu mazzi.
so you fall into water.
owulira ki? Amazzi amalungi
How
ago
do you
agatali gali
feel?
agatta.
How do you feel?
owulira emirembe.
You feel at peace.
egiva mu mazzi.
That comes
owulira
from the water.
okweweera.
You calm
owulira
down.
okukkakkana.
You calm down
kubanga ebbugumu
because the heat
likuvuddeko.
has gone off your
kati
body.
bw'oyagala Katonda
Once you love
bwekityo
God, that's the way it happens.
bw'oyagala
The one you love
takuwa buwi mirembe
does not only
wabula
give you
yeye
peace,
mirembe
but he is
wabula
peace.
yeye essanyu lyo
He is your
wabula
joy.
yeye maanyi go.
It's your strength.
emmere
Food
tekuwa buwi mukkuto
doesn't only give you
wabula
satisfaction,
emmere gwe mukkuto.
but food is satisfaction.
emmere gwe muki gwe mukkuto.
Food is satisfaction.
kasoogiri okkuta ki? okkuta mmere.
The moment you eat, you get
si mmere
satisfied with food.
tekuwadde ki omukkuto
Not that the food
wabula
has satisfied you,
okkuta emmere.
but you get satisfied with
Nogamba
food.
emmere nzikuse emmere.
And you say, I am satisfied
naye
with
waligamba
food.
emmere kusa.
But then you say food satisfies.
akuwa ebigambo bitono.
Only that there are few words.
kane Katonda bw'omwagala
Once you love
ekyobugagga kyasooka okuwa
The first
gye
thing
mirembe.
is the peace.
gye mirembe.
It is the peace.
nze nalaba maama wange
I saw my mother
ng'asaba
pray.
ng'asiiba
She would fast.
in the name of Jesus.
Mu linnya lya Yesu.
maama
My-
teyabeerako na mirembe ku nsi.
My mother
ekyo
never had peace on
nkyogera
earth.
nkakasa.
I speak this very sure.
yagenda mu bapasita bonna boyita ab'amaanyi
She moved to the so-called powerful pastors that you know of
wano mu Uganda.
here in Uganda.
sijja bamenya mannya
I will not mention them,
naye yatambula
but she moved.
mu bapastas ab'enjawulo
Among
bonna
different
bomanyi
pastors.
nti b'amaanyi
The so-called
ng'agenda
powerful
n'asulayo.
pastors. She would sleep over.
naye nga maama
But my mother
talina mirembe,
didn't have peace.
nga maama
My
talina
mother
ssanyu,
did not have
nga
joy.
maama
My mother
teyeeyagala.
was not enjoying
nze
her
nakula
soul.
mu bulamu bwange nga sirabyeko maama nga mulamu
I
kuva mu
grew
luto.
up in my life not seeing my mother healthy right from childhood.
ne bwe yagamba ndokose
Even the time she said, I am saved.
yalinawo ebyawongo ne babyokya biki nagamba ndokose biki
She had
ng'amanyi
different
agenda
spirits
funa
that they were
emirembe yasigala alwala
She
paka lwe
remained
yava ku nsi.
sick till the time she died.
maama wange
My mother
teyabaako na mirembe ku nsi,
didn't ever have peace on earth.
teyabeerako na mirembe ku nsi,
She didn't
naye
ever have peace
ng'ali
on
mu
earth.
Jesus
But she used to worship Jesus.
yasiibanga
She used to fast.
ng'asiiba n'ebitamukwatako,
She would even fast in things she's not concerned about.
ng'asiibira abalwadde
She would
abali mu
fast for the
ddwaliro,
sick.
asiibira abali ewa,
She would
asiibira
fast
abali
for
mu
those-
makomera,
she would fast for those in
asiibira
prison.
abaavu.
She would fast for the poor.
balangira ekisibo ky'okusiibira Uganda ng'asiiba,
Once they declare fasting for
ng'asiibira
Uganda,
ebibye nga ye omuntu,
she would make her own
nanga
fasting
yakoga.
that she became slim.
Nasanko maama wange nenkaaba.
I phoned my mother one day and I
Mama,
cried.
Chichi.
I asked her, what is it, mother?
Mukuvu.
She was very slim.
Nali ndudde nga simulaba nga nagenda safaari kukola.
It had been long without seeing her. I'd gone
Ngenda
to
okuba
work.
onengenda nga munoonya.
By the time I came back, I went looking for her.
We yali abeera nensanga yavaawo.
I phoned when she had relocated.
Nemusanga nga maama
So
mukovu.
I phoned my mom
Nga
very slim,
n'embuyaga.
that even the wind,
N'ekifaananyi kye nkirina.
I even have that
Nga
photo,
n'embuyaga emusuula.
That she
Esobola
could be-
omusuula nga nnyingi.
she would be blown away by wind.
Ne nga maama kiki?
I asked her, what is
Mbadde
it,
mu
mom?
kusaba n'okusiiba.
I've been in prayer and fasting.
Nga mulwadde.
She was sick.
Konna akasente ke nali nzigye safaari.
All the money had worked for. I gave it to her. Go to the hospital.
She
didn't ever have peace on earth.
Even
where she ran to thinking there is going to be peace, she'd still be getting. I speak this honestly. I would always minister but without peace. I would always minister but without peace. I would always pray to die. I would pray for my death. Yes, but I would pray for my own death. I'll never forget the day I stood in the washroom and I said, kill me, Jesus. Because I've only got the peace after reaching to the truth. The weight that I've gained, I've only started to gain weight after beginning to teach this truth. If you can recall that truth, I started to feel at peace. I started to feel at peace. Peace is only in God. I tried to speak to my mother but she could not accept. She was in Zambia hospital. Because I reached my mother's place because she couldn't believe what I am. We went with Pastor Ian to the hospital because she was badly off. Coughing. Pastor Ian escorted me. We went and I told her, you remember the way she was coughing. I looked at my mother. I even wept. I laid hands on my mother. The words I spoke. The God I serve, the God I sing. Because I discovered the truth. There and then, my mother healed. Do you remember? She got in order. She was sent back home. The one who couldn't got up, she bathed herself. When she went back home after 2 weeks, she was saying, my child, you went astray. Yet she had even seen a sign. My mother died in a very bad way. No pastor visited her. No one. She reached an extent of selling off a piece of land to bring for the pastor. Only that I didn't come to mention people's names. But nobody was there. Nobody visited her. No pastor visited my mother. But she was always among them. There is one to do. She used to dig for Namtebi. She would dig in her plantation because she was ministering. She would spend the days there. They were sleeping there. Digging the plants. The ones who don't know them. She would do every kind of work. But nobody sent her an envelope. My mother died in a very bad way. I saw that my mom did get peace on earth. And the words I recall that my mother told me. I went and I said, Mother. She said, my child. I feel like I'm going. I am going to die. But what hurt me most? My mother never got peace on this earth. She prayed. She prayed. But she didn't ever attain peace. There's nothing that hurts me like today. Sometimes I cry. Do you know what hurts me most? I said, at least my mother. I wish I would give peace to her now. Because sometimes I even get fed up of the cars. Depending on the way my mother suffered. My father is there. I take care of him. I do everything. But my mother was always there for us. So but there was no peace in the places. She went at Rubaga Miracle Center, where you know miracles are performed. She used to stay there. She went even to the She would always reach out to such places, praying, and she would fast. I've told you everywhere, even the places I've not talked about. She even went to the second mile. But my mother didn't get life. I reached a time and asked myself, where is the power? Where is the power that we see? Because I could not see the power in my mother. I couldn't see the power. She died without tasting peace. I had hated things concerning ministry. I used to find people saying you're supposed to minister, and I told my mother I don't want that. I want to have my own money to help the body. When I joined them, we all get I told my mother I want to make money. If I am to minister, I will sing. That I get money, become rich, and help the others. Because people are there suffering. They are there. Intercessor. Awega, it is very busy interceding. I was looking at Sherry on TikTok. I analyzed her very well. I got to see that she's only beginning to work. But if you're to ask her what for her to begin today to look for her future. What is that? They used to indulge in prayers all the time. Nobody here that you've ever been there, and you tell me a word that I got peace. I found him in tears. Even myself, I would cry. Have attained peace in this world. Have attained peace in talking about this. It's where I have found the joy. And I've started to get some money here in the truth. In this truth. And I'm very sure there is a time when you sleep and feel at peace. So I assure the people that Jesus is not peace. That God your creator is the peace. Because Jesus has never created you. And you're not even sure whether Jesus existed. Hold on to him. They'll fight against you. But that is your goal. Rejoice. Enjoy yourself in him.
tosobola kulya mmere n'ekukkamu.
You cannot eat food and get satisfied.
Abantu gye bali ensi obalaba abantu abo balaba batambula.
See the people moving.
N'otandika kwogera nabo.
If you're to begin to speak with them,
kyawulira.
Everyone will tell you what they're feeling.
Siina mirembe, siri musanyufu,
I don't have this,
siina
I don't have
mirembe.
this, I don't
Buli
have
omu
this.
akunnyonnyola kyakola ki? Kyawulira.
Everyone will tell you the way they feel.
Tebalina mirembe.
They don't have
Tebalina
peace.
ssanyu.
They're not happy.
Obasanga batambula.
You find them
Obasanga mu
moving.
kibuga onadde eno onadde eri.
This one
Tebalina
has
mirembe.
but
Tebalina ssanyu.
they don't have joy.
Amalina amaanyi agakola ssente ag'obugagga.
Some of them
Naye
have the power that
tebalina
they
mirembe.
but they don't
Tebalina
have peace
ssanyu.
and they don't have.
Bw'obalaba awo
You see them.
n'obeegomba
You
naye nga
admire them.
tebalina mirembe. Tebalina kye bayita ssanyu.
Yet they don't have peace and joy.
Bye muyita essanyu si ly'essanyu.
What you call joy is not the joy.
Togenda mu bidongo n'onyenyanyenya manya n'obigula amanya n'otema dansi.
You go to that.
Eryo si ly'essanyu.
That is not the joy.
Okwo kwekyamula.
That is excitement.
N'obeera ne banno ne museka.
You stay with your colleagues and laugh. That is
Ne
nothing.
mukwata amagiraasi manya kyeya biki temuli.
You cheer up the glasses, but it's all nothing.
Emirembe emituufu wuliriza.
The true peace
gyegyo ng'oli wekka
is when you're alone
mu nnyumba yo
in your house
ng'oli musanyufu
and you're feeling happy,
ng'owulira emirembe
feeling happy,
ng'owulira bulungi
feeling good,
ng'owulira ofiiringa bulungi munda
and you feel good inside.
ng'oli bwako.
When you're alone,
nze kati nkubuulidde
I have told you.
ng'oli bwako
When you're
ng'olina
alone,
w'otudde
seated somewhere,
n'owulira ng'owulira emirembe
and you feel at peace,
n'owulira ng'owulira essanyu
you feel
ng'oli mu
happy.
nnyumba yo
When you're in your
oba ng'oli
house,
ku buliri bwo
or maybe on your bed,
n'ogalamira bw'oti
you lie down
n'owulira
like this,
ng'owulira ekyenjawulo munda
and you
mu
feel
mutima
something
gwo.
special in your heart.
n'owulira ng'owummula munda mu mutima gwo ng'oli
You feel at rest in your heart when you're alone.
egyo gye bayita emirembe emituufu.
That is what we call
wali
true peace.
obaddekaawo ng'oli wekka
Have you ever been there
kitera
alone?
kubabeerako ng'ova mu
It
saaviisi
usually happens when you're from the service.
n'osimayiringa ng'oli wekka
You smile when you're alone.
n'okola oti
You even nod your head
ng'owulira eddembe
because you're feeling at peace.
nerikuwa simayiro.
And it makes
bwe
you
kiba
smile.
tekikubeerangako
If it has never happened to
genda
you,
kikubeeko.
go let it happen to you.
nze manyi obeeraawo
I sometimes
oba
be
ndi
there
waka
when I'm
oba
at home,
nvuga
when
nze era
I'm
olumu manyi abantu ne mbatunulira nga
I sometimes look
balowooza
at the
ati
people and I even wonder
manyi
what they
oseka
will think.
nzekka
I sometimes
oba
laugh alone.
nesimayiringa nzekka
Sometimes I smile
mpulira
alone
eddembe ly'enjawulo.
because feeling too much peace.
waliwo emirembe giri mu katonda wo.
There's
bannange
peace
kino
in your
kyama
God. This is a
abamu
secret.
tonnabikkulirwa
Some of you haven't gotten revealed to the secrets.
abamu tonnabikkulirwa
Some of you haven't gotten
naye
revealed.
kino kyama
But this is a secret.
kyama ekyemirembe
It's a secret for peace.
bikkulirwa.
Get revealed to it.
buli ndwadde yonna enfa na mirembe
Every disease fades out with
ngamba
peace.
egy'omutima.
The peace of the heart.
endwadde esobola omuntu alina eddembe mu mutima tebalwala.
People who are at peace in their heart never
eddagala
get sick.
erisooka
And the first medication
okujjanjaba omubiri gw'omuntu
to treat a first
n'okugoggola obusomyo bw'omuntu
and to cleanse the person's
emirembe
veins
gy'omunda eri.
is the inside peace.
tebalwala.
Such people you rarely fall sick.
naye okwekyawa
By hating oneself,
ennaku
sorrow,
kwetamwa
getting fed up of oneself.
ebisinga osibukako endwadde
That is where most diseases emerge.
era endwadde ezitta abantu kati
And the diseases that keep
ziva mu
people today
kwekyawa.
come from hating
Stress.
themselves. The stress.
ze endwadde ezitta abantu.
Those are the diseases that kill the people.
ze endwadde ezitta abantu.
They are the diseases that kill the
emitima
people.
gy'abantu giri gitimi yabayaba
Because people,
milwadde
the people's hearts are weak. They
kubanga
are sick.
ensi teri mu mirembe.
Just because there's no
bambi
peace in the
yaniriza
world.
mirembe mu bulamu bwo.
Welcome peace in your life.
yaniriza mirembe mu bulamu bwo. katonda kyentegeeza ye mirembe.
Welcome
mwanirize mu
Welcome
bulamu
him
bwo
in your life.
ng'oyita mu kumwagala.
Keep loving him.
mwanirize
Welcome him.
mwagale
Love him.
mwasige
Trust him.
mukkirize.
Believe him.
ye mirembe
He-
gy'ensi.
He's the peace of the world.
ensi yamugoba
The world chased him
naye
away.
ate ye mirembe.
But he is the peace. The other things you worship and what you praise. There's a scripture I read in the Bible that they used to offer sacrifices for peace. They would offer a sacrifice for them to attain peace. The sacrifice of peace was always given into the altar, looking for peace, but giving to God. I'm telling you, the one that is read about as God is not God. Because this is in loving and understanding God. The moment you learn that today, you'll always have peace. You will always have peace. I want you to look into yourself. When you hate yourself, whenever you hate yourself, I want you to look into yourself. Whenever you hate yourself, are you always abiding in the word? Feel like you're fed up of your soul? Do you feel like you have the love for God in you? Do you feel like you love God the day you wake up and you feel like you're fading up of yourself? The day you wake up fade up of yourself, you first hate God. Then the hatred comes next. The day you first hate God, then you hate yourself. Once you love God, is the peace you will have. If you don't love God, that means you will die while suffering. There are people that your peace has got to come from loving God. And you but all the people, your peace, your joy are in loving God. So, love God. Love God. You begin to feel yourself that you are a fully fledged person. What makes a person be fully fledged is not money, not the house, not the cars. The way you feel yourself, for you to feel yourself, when the life is happy, you feel an enjoyment in yourself. What we call feeling happy. People reach an extent when you don't have when a person draws near you, you feel angry. A person breathes in you. Why is this one breathing in you? You move to another place. You become tough, yet God is speaking. The moment a person taps you, you become angry and then you wonder why. A person taps you. Extend a little bit. Extend a little bit. Extend so that I can also find space. You look at them in a bad way. You remain there. And you ask yourself, where is the peace? Where is the joy? Where is the love? Where is God's life? We would be the people with the greatest morals. We would feel the best. But we fail to love God. And we love the treasures. We forgot that everyone can have things. That everyone can have a car. That everyone can construct a good house. But not everyone can have the true peace. Not everyone can attain the true peace. You could be having money. I thank my father, he has given me some money. You could be having money with you.
toyina ddembe.
That if you focus onto that money, you feel like you don't have peace.
Bangi babeera nazo ng'azirina n'akaaba.
So many could be having the money, but they
n'akaaba.
They cry.
N'okera ng'olina ekyokulya.
You wake up with something to eat. You wake up with
something to
something
olinamu akasente.
that you have, but then you cry.
Kati atazirina abalowooza bwe ndizifuna ndiwummula.
The person who doesn't have the money thinks when they get the money.
Azirina abeera agamba ki ekirimpummuza.
And the one who has the money wonders what shall make them to have rest.
Dr. Fiona mukutte ku ssente.
Dr. Fiona, you've got some money.
Kujjukira bulungi
I
nnyo.
recall you very well.
Naawe osobola ojjulira.
But you can also testify.
Muzikutteko osobola ojjulira.
You can testify in this.
I
used to have the money, but I wasn't feeling well. You drive the car when the money is there. You had the money, but you would not feel well. You wouldn't feel well. Love God and get peace from Him. Because He is the fully fledged peace. He's the fully fledged peace. He is the fully fledged peace. So as new revival, let us love God and let's believe God. Then we shall attain peace. Love God so much. Love Him so much. You will tell me. You bring me a gift coming from this service. This is a healing word. And this is the true deliverance. Whenever you learn what you're supposed to do, you're better than the person who has been made. And the reason teaching is always what comes first. Because it helps so much. More than what you think. It's the teaching of the people that comes first on my side. So there is no peace. What I am telling you, maybe I've also thought like that. I'll get a car. When I drive, I'll drive on my shoulders. I've seen all. But and still, I'm yet to see other things. But it's not the peace. It's not the peace. You could be in the car and you feel to have the peace. Even though you want, what is wrong with me, my father? God is the peace. He's the peace. Love Him so much. Love God so much that He will change your inside. That He will turn you into another person. Yes.
Kale n'olwekyo ekyo kiyigge ky'oba okulembeza mu bulamu bwo bwonna kubanga kino ekyo kikulu nnyo ky'oba okulembeza mu bulamu bwo bwonna kye bayita kwagala Katonda.
Something called loving God.
Kyekizaalibwamu okwagala abantu.
That is when you begin to love other people.
Kyekizaalibwamu empisa ennungi.
It gives birth to good courtesy.
Kyekizaalibwamu okuwa abantu ekitiibwa.
It gives birth to respect.
Kyekizaalibwamu obwetoowaze.
And it gives birth to humility.
Teri ayagala Katonda nnyo.
Nobody loves God so much.
N'abeera mu nnyombo.
And they indulge in
Teri ayagala Katonda nnyo.
Nobody loves God so much.
N'omusanga ng'avuma abantu.
And you find them abusing
others.
Nobody loves God so much. You find them fighting with other people. Nobody loves God so much. And you find them envious of other people. Nobody loves God so much. You find them jealousy over the other people. Loving God is the medicine we love in our souls. It's the injection we need in our souls to treat us.
Okwagala Katonda.
Loving God.
ekyo manyi okiwulidde.
I know you've heard that.
Teri lunaku lw'obeera oyagala Katonda
There is no day you love God
n'olaba akusinga n'omulirako obujja.
and you feel jealousy of a person.
Teri lunaku lw'oba oyagala Katonda
There is no day you love God.
n'otunula omuntu n'owulira nga tomwagala.
You look at a person and you feel like you don't love them.
Oba oyagala Katonda
If you love God,
kikuleetera n'okwagala abalala,
it makes you to love other
n'okusanyukirako
people,
abantu
to
abalala.
rejoice with others.
Kale okwagala Katonda
Loving God
kizinga bingi byonna,
wraps up all.
nebeera mu katimba aka kamu.
They will be put in one net.
Kale yagala Katonda
Love God
n'obulamu bwo bwonna,
with all your life,
n'omutima gwo gwonna,
with all your heart,
n'emmeeme yo yonna.
with all your soul.
Gamba Katonda eyo yakutonda.
I'm talking about your
Teweetaaga
Creator.
kumala mulabako wali,
You don't need to
teweetaaga
fast
kumala
him.
kusoma kitabo.
You don't need to fast
Okwagala
him.
Katonda
For you to
kiba
love
mu
God.
birowoozo,
It is always in a person's mind.
endowooza yo,
Your mindset.
kubanga omwagala
Because
ng'omulowoozaako.
you love him and you think about him.
Ffenna twalina bazadde baffe baafa,
We all have parents who
oba
passed
abalina
on.
bazadde baabwe ne bafa.
There are people who had parents and they died.
Osobola okwegamba nti olina lwe wali okeddeko n'okyawa maama we yafa.
Can you tell me there is a day when you woke up and you said you hate your mother because she
Njogera
died?
naawe.
I'm speaking to
Olina lwe
you.
wali okeddeko ogamba maama nkukyawa.
Is there a day you feel
Nkukyawa,
I hate your
sikwagala.
mother, I don't love
Buli
you?
kaseera oba
All the
oyagala maama wo.
time, you always love your mother.
Buli kaseera
All
oba
the
oyagala
time,
taata wo.
you always love your father,
Newankubadde yafa.
even though they died.
Oba omwagala.
You love them.
Era oba omulowoozaako.
And you always
Oba
think
maama
about
wo obeeraawo bw'aba yafa
If
ng'omulowoozaako.
you're able to think about your mother though they are dead.
Oba olina omulowoozaako kubanga yali maama wo.
You have to think about her because she was your
Oba olina
mother.
omulowoozaako kubanga aba yali taata wo.
You have to think about him because he was
Era
your father.
okwagala kw'oba walina ng'omwana
The love you had as a child
kusigalawo mu mutima gwo.
remains in your
Yadde
heart,
omuzadde yagenda.
even though the parent is gone.
Lwaki oba omwagala?
Why should you continue
Ate
to
nga
love them,
tomulabako.
yet you're not able to see them?
Era ensonga lwaki olumu osoloota maama we yafa.
It's the reason sometimes you dream of your late mother
Bagamba oloosa omuzimu.
and they say you've dreamt of the ghost.
Kati obadde oyagala ani abaamuloota?
So who else would dream about her?
Wangi? Oba obadde oyagala ani abaamuloota?
Who do you think is supposed to dream of her?
Kati bwe neebaka ne ndoota maama wange,
So when I dream, when I sleep
banjagala
and dream
gwe
of my mother,
abaamundootera?
will I expect
Oba
you to
nze
dream
alina
her?
okuloota maama wange
It's me
kubanga
supposed
aba
to
yali
be my
maama
mother.
wange.
Because she was
Ate era
mine.
mbeera mu misinga
And I miss
kubanga
her.
yali maama wange.
Because she was
Era
my
mba nina
mother.
omuloota.
And I have to
Mba
dream about her.
siroose muzimu gwe.
I've not dreamt of her
Mba
ghost.
ndoose maama wange ng'akyali mulamu.
I've dreamt my mother alive.
Memory.
The memories.
Ebyayita biri bye twabeerawo ne maama wange.
The past memories that we had with my
Ensonga era
mother.
mba muloota.
That's the reason I dream about her.
Kati olumuloota nga gwokeera okuba muki? Diamond.
So the
Fire,
moment you get that
fire,
dream, you
fire,
call upon fire.
Fire,
Muliro.
fire.
Muliro.
Olina nakwebaza Katonda.
You're supposed to give thanks to
Kubanga
God
waloose ku maama we yafa.
because you dreamt of your late mother. That's it.
Kakati oyo yenze.
And that is me.
Oyo yenze gwe njogera gwe ky'otasuubira.
I speak what you
Ensi
don't.
n'enjagingabula naye nga nze nkyogedde.
The world judges
Olina
me for
nakwebaza
me.
Katonda kubanga waloose maama wo.
You're supposed to give thanks
Kubanga
to God
waloose maama wo.
because you dreamt of your
N'omuloota
late
ng'oli
mother.
naye nga bwe wabeeranga naye.
You dreamt of your late
Kibiwa.
mother. How bad is it?
Gwe ekibi okimpe.
Where is the bad in that?
Beri babagamba kuba.
But I tell you, beat and chase away.
Kati ampaawo ekibi.
So show me how bad is
Buli
that.
muntu yalisabye kati agamba njagala ndoote ku maama wange.
Everybody would pray to God and say, I want to
Bw'obanga
be
lyagala
mother.
nnyo maama wo.
That
Buli
is
muntu
the
yalisabye nga
mother
ku
soul.
Saala
I don't want
egamba
a person who
Katonda
prays.
wange ndoose ku taata wange.
Let me dream of my father.
Basirise bati bagamba laba okuloota omuzimu. Kasa naawe ogenda kufa.
But you're also going to die.
Naawe ojja kufa bakukube.
You'll also die and they will beat you.
Ate nje nzirewa. Wendi wano weetuli ffenna naawe ojja kola ki?
We are here. You will also
Ojja kufa.
die. You'll die.
Omuntu yaligambe n'ogamba ayi
Because the
Katonda
person
wange.
said, Dear Lord,
Tulya
my
misinga
God.
maama wange senga mulootako mu kirooto
I feel like I
n'omuloota.
miss my mother.
Kibiwa.
But how bad is that?
Nalootedde ddala nga ndi ne taata wange.
I really dreamt when I was
Okuloota
with my
abafu
father.
kibiwa.
It's bad to dream of the dead.
Oloose omulootedde mu bulamu luli ng'akyaliwo.
You've dreamed her in the life when she was still alive.
Oba kyetaaga budde bungi okikusomesa.
I think it needs ample time to teach you. It needs ample time to teach you. You dream of your late friend. You dream when you're playing football. You dream when you're with them. Like the way you used to be. When you wake up and leave me. If you to beat the ghost, won't you dream of them again? They will dream of you. They don't dream of you, but they dream of a person who was still living. But then you say, when you dream about that person, or a person is dead, you have to burn. Are you will you be burning your mother? You're supposed to rejoice because you've dreamt her in the real life when you're together. I dreamt of the less. I'm also going to die. It doesn't mean death. The other was your mother. You look at her. She was your blood. So where should he be drained out of you? Yes. Are you with me? Are you with me? Even if your mother you can't pluck her out of your life. What I am refusing you from doing, never pray to your mother. Because when she was still alive, she had nothing. Never pray to your mother because she had nothing when she was still alive. So what will she give you after she's dead? What do you want her to give you yet she's dead? I've also briefly talked about that. So when you teach about people, it's understandable. The people say he believes in evil spirits. No, I believe in human beings. The human beings. And we believe in the people. So who doesn't believe in death? You think you don't believe in death? You don't go to the graveyards. Why? Why shouldn't you go there? You go to your father's graveyard. What refuses you from going there? Because you'll also die and you'll be left. It is always love. Say, let me go. Visit my mother and my father. You go there. Maybe you go there. What is in that? So, and how bad is it? How bad is it? I want to construct my mother's tomb for all the grandchildren. Even if my father says I'm selling this land, sell it to me. Because there is my treasure. My mother is where I buried my mother. Even if my father says I'm selling this land, go buy somewhere else. Let me take this piece of land. I can't sell the place where I buried my mother. No. Because she is my late mother. How can I sell? I asked my father, let me give you the land so that you sell me the land. Construct somewhere else. Yes, she's dead. But we shall construct a tomb. So stop. Stop following foolish things. When you dream about that person, you've dreamt of an evil spirit. When did she become? Won't you die the person saying that? They are deceiving you.
Mama we yadde yafa sigala ng'omwagala ku mutima gwo
Love your mother even if she's
yakuyonsa
gone,
ebbeere
because she breastfed you.
yakulera
She nurtured you to grow.
yakuweeka
She put you on her back.
yakusiimuula bupupu.
She wiped away your poo.
Maama we yakulera, maama we yakwagala.
Your mother loved
Taata wo
you.
mwagala oba yafa
Love your father even if he's dead.
oba yafa mwagale sigala
Even though he's
ng'omwagala
dead,
kuba
continue
yali
to love
kitaawo
him because he was your
ate era
father.
tekiriimu sitaani
And it's not
okumisinga
satanic.
kitaawo yadde yafa
To miss your father even if he's
n'ogenda
gone.
ogamba mpulira misinga taata wange
You don't think
tokigenda
like
muwala
that. Don't
kutwala mu
contribute to
nnaku
it. To take you into sorrow.
naye era tosobola butanakuwalamu
But you can't still feel sad.
naye toyitiriza
But don't
nze
exceed.
nkusomesa ebyaddala
I teach you the real things.
oyo yenze nno
That is me.
ojja neera nekidifendinga
You
teera
come and I
magezi
defend it in a
n'ogenda
way.
ne weebaka
You go home and sleep.
kati gweolaba kibiwa
How bad is it?
bakkiririza mu bafu
They believe in the dead.
tubakkiririzaamu
Let us, we believe in
kubanga
them.
naffe tuli balamu ne tuli bafu
Because we are alive, we
Kubanga
are
era
living
tujja
dead.
kufa.
Because we shall also die.
tetubasaba
We don't pray to them.
tetuyise mu bo
We've not
naye
prayed
omuntu
through them.
eyafa
But a dead
kati
person,
oŋŋamba otya nti era nzikiriza yafa
I believe they are
kati bw'oba
dead.
tokkiriza nti yafa
So, won't you
kati
believe
bw'oba
that they're dead?
okkiririza mu ki
What will you be believing in?
kakuddiremu
No, let me answer this.
bakkiririza mu bafu
A person says they believe in the dead.
anti abawulira enjigiriza no baga akkiririza mu bafu
He believes in the dead.
n'omubuuza ekibuzo taata we yafa
You
yafa
ask them a question. Is your
okkiriza
father
nti
gone?
yafa
Yes.
enzikiriza yafa
Do you believe he died? Yes, he
kati
did.
aba yakkiririza mu ki
So what will they be believing in?
era omubuuza ekibuzo tolina lwokera n'olowooza taatawo
You ask them a question. Is
ndulina
there a day when you wake
tolina
up and think
lwokera
about your
n'olowooza
mother?
maama eyafa ndulina
Is
Kati
there
aha.
a day when you think of your late mother? That I have it.
just abantu balina obuzibu obutasooka kulowooza
It's only that people
bamala
don't just
googera
think. They
bamala
easily speak
gakomentinga
They
bamala
comment,
gavuma
they
nga
fa-
tebalowoozezza bwe
without
buzibu
thinking.
bw'ensi
That's the
era
problem with the world.
nkuyigiriza
And I have told you,
sooka ng'olowooze nga
First-
tonnakola kintu
first thing
kubanga
before you,
ekitawanya abantu
because
tebalowooza
they do not think.
atuyigiriza abafu
He has told you
atuyigiriza
about. He has told us
atugambye
about.
abafu.
He has talked us about the dead.
kale gwe nkulaba atalifa
Okay, I am seeing the one who never
gwe
died.
tobakkiririzaamu tolifa maama
You don't believe in them and you'll never die.
olibeerawo olubeerera munnange
You will be immortal.
ffe tubakkiririzaamu
But then
katufe
we believe in them, we shall die.
buli muntu akkiririza mu muntu afudde n'amutwala n'amuziika ng'afudde.
Everybody believes in a dead person. They go bury them because they
era
are
buli
dead.
muntu akkiririza mu mirimu gy'oyo omuntu gy'afa yakola
And
bw'aba
everyone
yazimba
believes in the works
ebizimbe
they
era
do.
bisigalawo
If they
bw'aba
construct
yalina
buildings,
amataka
they
era
remain.
gasigalawo
If they had
kati
land,
ogaana
it
otya abantu omulowoozaako
So how can you stop people from thinking about that
just
person?
tolina genda deep
It's only that you're not supposed to go deep
nga
into
taatewo
that.
yakuweerera ng'omwerabira
Can you forget about the father who sponsored you?
taatewo nga yakubeererayo ng'omwana ng'omwerabira
That you forget all about the father who was there for you
teweerabiranga
as a child.
taatawo yadde yafa
Never forget your
teweerabiranga
father
maama
even
yadde yafa
before. Never forget your mother
bajjukirenga
even. Always remember them.
bajjukirenga
Always remember
oba
them.
ntuuseeyo nti abakole ki bajjukirenga
Always remember them.
kibiwa
How bad is
wamma
it?
kirimu ggwe munda gwe
Because it's inside of you.
okwegamba nga
For
ggwe
you to speak to yourself,
mujje tutule tujjukire maama waffe
come, let's meet and remember our
nemufumba
mother.
emmere ne mulya temuzze kusinza kujjukira ng'abooluganda
You've not
kibiwa
come to worship, but you're only recalling your mother.
kibiwa
How bad is that?
kibiwa
How bad is that?
twazenga abooluganda twogera ku maama waffe mujjukira maama waffe
We come,
yatwagala nnyo
our mother loved us so
kwekwo kye
much.
tuba twagala ekyo
That is what we
tutudde
want.
kwogera ku maama waffe maama waffe
We are saying,
yatwagala nnyo
our mother loved
maama
us so
waffe
much.
yatugamba bw'ati
Our mother
maama
told us
waffe
this.
yayagalanga nnyo tubeere bwe tuti
Our mother
maama
wanted us
waffe
to be
yayagalanga
like
nnyo
this.
tubeere bumu
Our mother
maama waffe
wanted us to be
yatukutira
united.
okwagalana
Our mother
naye
told
gundi
us to
ennaku
love each
zino
other.
tokyatufaako obeera bibyo
You no longer take
nejjukira
care of
maama
us.
waffe
But remember our
yatugamba
mother.
twagalane
Asked us to
yatugamba
love one
tubeerenga
another.
bumu
He asked us to stay
ekyo
united.
kibiwa
How bad is that?
wangi muve mu ebyo baba siruwaza
Come out of that when they made you to be fools.
teguba muki taba wammo teguba mbu omuzimu
It's never a ghost.
omuzimu guliwa
Where is the ghost?
kasa naawe era oba muzimu
Because you're also a ghost.
kati oyise banna omuzimu ate nga naawe ogenda kufa
You're calling others to be ghosts, yet you're also going to die.
just kulowooza
It's only a mindset.
yoga tuli wano tukyaweza emyaka 10 wano
We are here, but are we going to take up 100 years? when we are still alive.
However
much you want, you will not take 100 years. What gives you courage is that you don't know the day you will die. You move well strong, yet you're going. No man will reach 100 years from now. Both, all of us. Shall we tremble? What encourages us is that we don't know which day we shall die. But once you envy the people who are gone because of this and that, there is no dead person who is strong when they are dead. A person is always strong when they're still alive. My teaching is crystal clear. Do not construct I put a room where I will always worship him from. No. Praying like they used to pray. But remembering your mother, you sit as siblings. You can even choose to put up business. It comes from that. Let's buy a place that joins us as the mother. It comes from uniting. Have you understood what I'm telling you? Let's construct apartments for the sake of our mother. Where has it come from? If you're to not to get wisdom from me, what will you get from me? Stop. Stop seeing the relevant thing not to be irrelevant. Lift up your hand that you want after your death to forget about it. Lift up your hand if you're saying that I want you to never remember me. Never even talk about me. Lift up your hand if you're here. So, inquiring from that one. Who will be inquiring? Ask them, shall we forget all about you? Do you want your children to forget all about you? The right books should be open. You wake up one morning your children, your grandchildren, and your second grandchildren, even the third generation, they read about their grandparents. Our grandparents was such a loving man. Your grandparents was hardworking. You write about each and everything. That when the children read about, even the grandchildren read about our grandfather, they also put it far. It's your grandfather who composed this. Your grandfather used to work on radio Uganda. Maybe on such a station. You record each and everything. So all the grandchildren in all generations will read about the book of their grandparents. And you make sure that you've not lied in anything right. But leave out the bad things. Because we respect the elders. Whatever things they were doing, leave that. Who is with me? It helps the children to know about the grandparents that they didn't ever see. See, I'm here. I don't know any of my grandparents. I don't know them. I don't know them. Because they didn't tell us. My father talks about them, but we don't know about the rest of them. You come to see that you're passing by over there. You marry from your grandfather's son. They find you matching, yet you're with your sister. They just tell you, but you look alike. You resemble each other. Who is with me? So, it helps so much. These are always lessons to learn. make sure that you
byakuyiga
these are always
ne
lessons.
batusomesa n'ebyomufu yokya
But they taught us
ebiteeteeyi
to burn.
bijja mu nyumba ofulumye
Take out the things of the
akoze
deceased.
eki
What has the deceased
jamu
done?
amasuudi gatata otwala eribigale
Take
gajja
out the
kusibako
suits.
omuzimu tereka esuuti ya taata
Keep
ogitereke
your father's soul.
oligiraga abazzukulu
Because you show
tereka
to your grandchildren.
empale ya taata ogitereke oligiraga
Keep your father's
abazzukulu
treasure. You give to your
tereka
children.
ekkanzu ya taatawo
Accept your
oligiraga
father's
abazzukulu
treasure. You show it to your
tereka
grandchildren.
ebyambalo bya kitaawo n'ennyoko
Keep-
olibiraga abazzukulu
Keep the garments of your
bitereke
parents. You show them to your grandchildren.
kibiwa
How bad is that?
kati omuntu afuuka ate omubi ng'afudde
How does a person become bad
omuntu
yet
aba
they've
mubi nga
died?
mulamu
A person is always bad when they're still alive.
abalamu be batta bantu bannaabwe
It's the living that
abalamu be
kills
baloga
the
bantu
living.
bannaabwe
It's the living that
abalamu be
bewitches
basera
them.
bantu bannaabwe
It's the living that bewitch the living ones.
teri agenda kujjira ng'afudde akutta ekirombo akutuge
Nobody will kill
byonna
you when
byonna
they
bye
are
mufuna
dead.
ebirooto by'entiisa kubanga baabatiisa
The horrors you get is because you put them into
n'oloota
your
naloosa
memories.
akutta ekitalangoba baakutiisa
I dreamt him with
Bwe
a sword.
kyejjeemu.
taking up them. Let go of that.
tomanyi muloota biki
What do you dream about?
osobola okuloota amerika nga togiwulirangako
Can you dream of
nga teri
America
yali
that you know?
aginyumizaako
That nobody has ever
era
talked
mwenna
about?
naloose ngenda mu amerika
I dreamt myself going to
osiiba olowooza
America.
amerika era gy'oloota
You always think about
naloose
America.
ngenda
So you dream
bungereza
about it. I dreamt
nga
myself
ndi mu
going
kisaawe
to
mpagira omupiira ebyo
I was-
by'olowooza era by'oloota
You dream what you think about.
kati lootayo ensi etaliiyo
So dream of a country that doesn't exist.
tugenda kutya
We shall be afraid of you.
webaka oloota ensi etaliiyo tugenda naloose ensi etaliiyo
Sleep and dream of a country that doesn't
awo tugenda kumenya
exist.
katonda ayogedde
We'll get to know that God has spoken.
atubulidde ku kipya
He has talked about something new.
ne muloota bino
But you dream about the things you
ova mu
think about.
saavisi olumu n'ogiroota
You leave the service sometimes and you
naloose
dream of
eddadi
it.
ankwatako ekituufu
I dreamt that in
yakutteko
laying hands onto
aba
me.
teyakutteko olumu ebiroota emu neetaaga batereeza
Sometimes I need to rectify you in certain dreams.
neetaaga kukola ki batereeza
I need to
kiba
rectify
mu
you.
ndowooza olumu
Sometimes it happens in a person's
kati
mind.
ekitali mu ndowooza kitegeeza katonda direct
So what is not in your mind means it is God in a direct way.
siina mazima gensobola nakulekerayo
There is no truth that can even keep with my soul.
otegedde kyegeeza kugamba
Have you understand what I'm trying to
kati
tell you?
ebyoloota naloose jjajjange nalooseko
What you dream?
manya senga wange oba kojjanga ngoba
I dreamt when my
nga
aunt was
mwakamala
sensitive to me.
okuziika
Because you've just
oyingira
buried.
ennyumba baakutiisa dde omuzimu mweguli
You enter your
oyingira
house
ennyumba
because
ina
they tell you
otya
there's a
omuzimu oli mweraliikirivu omuzimu
You're afraid of the ghost.
omuzimu
You're afraid of-
oluteekawo omutwe olwota muzimu gugoba
The moment you put your head down, you dream of that ghost chasing after you.
kale ebyo byonna byonna bwe bakusomesa ebyentiisa era ojja kuloota ki
Once they teach you
wali
about
olabyeko
horrors, you
firimu
dream
ya
of
hora
them. Have you ever seen a horror?
eyo zo firimu
The horrible films.
giraba weebake
Watch it
ojja
then.
kumbulira by'onaaloota
Watch it then sleep. You tell me what you dream
oloota
about.
bakulyamu omutima ng'otunula
You dream when the heart is being plucked out to be eaten.
oloota oli ali kagera ameketa ng'otunula bwoti
You dream when a person is fighting you too. Then you wake up.
era wannaye temulaba firimu ezo
Avoid watching the horrors.
kati omuntu
But a human being,
nawo kantuukewokko
Let me also talk
ogenda
about
otya
this.
ku layibulale
how can you go to a video library
nojjayo firimu ya ola
and you choose a
Obamu
horror film?
obusazi
Are you a wizard?
n'otwala firimu
So-
firimu ya musaayi
You take the film concerning
muno
bloodshed.
mulimu vampaya muno vampaya zirya
There are vampires here.
bakusanga otudde oli wekka
They find you very busy.
n'oteekako n'olaba
You switch on and watch.
bamulidde
This one is-
akagere bakalumye naye naawe nobako ekitambo
It means you're possessed with a cannibalism
nze
spirit.
sigiraba
Because I can't watch such a film.
n'ogenda n'ogijja ku layibulale nga firimu ya ola n'ogijja n'otuula n'ogiraba ate ng'oli mugumu nnyo
You buy such a film from the
nga gwe
library.
firimu zonna yeekunyumira
That is the film you enjoy among all the films.
vampaya zirya abantu ziruma abantu
When the vampires are
nga gwe
biting
gyoyagala
humans.
okulaba
And it's the one you want to watch.
gundi gwe walibamu oluvampaya tuli fenna ebyo kasita olaba firimu bwetyo
The moment you watch such a
ebikola
film,
ebirooto byaffe ebibi
what makes our
olumu
dreams
biva mu ebyo bye tulaba
sometimes comes from what we watch.
olumu biva mu ki mu ebyo bye tulaba
Sometimes comes
ne
from
bikola
what we
ebirooto
watch.
byaffe ebibi
So they create our bad dreams.
nolaba firimu embi
You watch a bad
era
film
ojja kuloota ki firimu
You dream of being chased after. You dream of bad things. Sometimes they will create fear inside of you. So, be careful of what you feed your eyes with. Even here the ghost, the person who is there, he was not supposed to be called a ghost. No. He was not supposed to be called like that. The ones who talked about such things do not understand also so much that we shall believe everything they say. But we have to understand that what we are supposed to rectify is not right. Yes, we respect them, but the things they talk about are not right. As a youth, I come out and say it's not right. How can you call a dead person to be a ghost? Yet he is a dead. Let's call him a dead body. But the ghost, it means you've categorized him among the evil spirits. That is why he's categorized. Believe that you're smart in this generation. You can create what the world will thank you. But not to just follow. My auntie came. My auntie came. My auntie. I wish my auntie. I wish then my auntie. I wish it becomes then my auntie. My auntie came. Then my auntie.
Tuveyo. Dr. Fiona babera balirana wali eri kutugonde wali eri. Senga yazze.
I wish he came.
Senga yazze.
I wish he came.
Senga yazze.
Then my auntie.
Senga wange.
My auntie.
Senga yazze.
I wish he came. Then my auntie.
Senga musumba yani yazze senga.
I wish Pastor Ian
oba
came.
Kiri singa. Senga. Awo kirungi wajiza. Bameka boogera singa mwenna mwogera ki senga mwogera mulya kati mutereze oluganda mutereze oluki kiragwa singa
I wish. But it's still the same thing. Because they're all compositions. Whether let's go back to that matter as I'm about to wind up. You have a duty to teach people Uganda. Because if they're writing, they don't use. I usually see people write wrongly. They make wrong spellings. So ask them to make right spellings. Yes. If we are to talk about the mistakes, let's give up on certain mistakes. Let us leave them to be and let's focus on God. Let us go back and we shall wind up with the word. God is giving peace to everyone because you love Him. Let your rest always be there in peace.
So wow. Revival.
That we shall have peace as new revival. That we shall be special new revival. That we will be powerful in loving God. That we will be powerful
katonda.
In loving God.
Nkizudde abantu temwagala katonda.
Have discovered
yensonga lwaki mukeerewa.
It's the reason you delay.
Era yensonga lwaki mwogera ku basumba bamu.
And it's the reason you talk
Era yensonga lwaki muwalana basumba bamu.
And it's the reason you envy
kubanga temwagala katonda.
Just because you don't love God.
Era yensonga lwaki muwalana ki basumba bamu.
Bwe
munaayagala katonda
the moment you love
ojja kwagala oyo gwakuteereddewo era omuwe ekitiibwa.
you will respect him.
Tewaliiwo kirigasa nga tekivudde mu kitiibwa.
There is nothing that will benefit you that has not come from respect.
Kale abamu
So some people,
olw'obutaagala katonda
because you don't love God,
bawalana n'abaweereza katonda
they even envy those who serve
era
God,
ne batabawa kitiibwa.
and they disrespect them.
Ekiva mu butabawa kitiibwa
What comes from disrespect?
tebafunamu
They don't benefit
bye baalifunye.
what they would have gotten.
Tebafunamu kye balikoze eki kye baalifunye.
They don't get what
Kale
they want.
twagale katonda,
So let us love
twagale
God.
n'omuweereza waffe,
Let's love
era
God.
tumuwulirize
And let us listen to him.
tube b'amaanyi
That we shall be powerful
mwene ensi,
in this world.
ate tube n'emirembe
And we shall find
mwene
peace
ensi.
in this world.
Toddamu kukulembeza ebyo
Do not cause those
byobadde
things
okulembeza.
that you've been causing
Ekigambo
to live.
kibeera bwe kiti.
This is the word of
Kasita
God.
oyiga,
The moment you learn,
bw'oyiga
once you
nodda
learn,
ewaka,
go back home.
teeka mu nkola ky'ova okuyiga.
Practice what you've learned.
Weegambe,
Tell yourself,
badde nkulembeza nnyo ssente,
money has been
badde
giving me
nkulembeza
so
nnyo
much.
kino na kino,
Have been causing
naye
so much.
olwaleero
But today,
katonda wange
My
y'anaakulemberanga.
will always lead.
Ng'okyegamba
Telling it to yourself
oluvannyuma lwa saaviisi,
after the service.
ng'omwana bwadde ewaka
Like the way I tell you,
n'akolawo mu waka,
and they write the
naye
homework.
bwadde ewaka
When you go
genda
back home,
okolewo mu waka.
go and do your homework.
Weegambe,
Tell yourself,
siina mirembe
I don't have peace
olw'ensonga mbadde saagala katonda.
because I didn't love God.
Nti okiyige
Then learn it.
era okisse mu nkola,
And put it into
otandike
practice.
okwagala katonda
Begin
nga
to love
ggwe,
God as an individual.
ng'okyeteekamu nga
Putting it
ggwe.
into yourself as an individual.